It was Tyler Bozak that got an assist on the Pat Maroon goal 2-3 years ago. He scores! Tyler Bozak in overtime! You can bring out the Zamboni. The St. Louis Blues are coming home, and they're bringing the Avalanche with them. Bozak wins it for the Blues, 5-4, 3:38 into overtime.
First pitch, and Castro lifts this one out on the left. This should get the run in. Rosario to his left, waiting for it, makes the catch. Alvarez tags, he's coming home. The throw goes toward home. That's a bad decision by Rosario as the run scores. Down to second goes Diaz, and the Astros lead is 2-0.
One out, one on. Ray delivers, and Elvis hits a high fly ball to left, drifting back on it. Winker still going back. He's at the track. He's right to the wall, leaping at the wall, and it's gone. Elvis Andrus homers to left. It gives the A's a 3-0 lead.
3-2 the count on Sawinski. Here's the pitch. And a drive to right field. Enough height. Keep going. And it is gone. A game-tying 3-run homer. Jack Sawinski clears the deck with a cannonball. And it is 5-5.
Fly ball to center off the bat of Candelario, deep. Going back, Celestino at the fence, jumping up, and it's gone! A home run! Jamer Candelario with a 2-run shot to straightaway center. Tigers take a 4-2 lead in the 10th.
Boston by 16. 5:25 to go in Game 5. Duncan Robinson start knocking down crazy threes. Jaylen Brown inside the paint. Flies in! Right hand slam. He sailed right by Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. And as soon as the Heat had a little glimpse of hope, a little ray of sunshine, Jaylen Brown made it dark.
Ooh, the fireman just came in and put it out.
89-71. Adjustment Eric Spoelstra needs is to be able to put Tyler Hero on the floor in Game 6.
Is that enough? Offensively?
It's going to have to be, because the Miami Heat, who jumped the Celtics in Game 3, who jumped them in Game 1 to start the series, will now head back to Boston with the Celtics holding a 3-2 lead. And the Boston Celtics, who were a game under 500 in January, are now one game from the NBA Finals. The final score in Game 5, Boston 93, Miami 80.
93-80 in an NBA game. 93-80. Another tough watch, whether you're a Miami fan, basketball fan, the rock fight in Miami last night. I got Hero on the sidelines, Damon, looking like he's going to a yacht, or he just got off the yacht.
I get it's, again, Walt Kowalski. This can't be regular on the sidelines. Like, it's a pretty important game, man. My man's got tenant shades on, acting like he's Bruce Wayne trying to get away from being Batman, and he runs into Alfred at the old luncheon club. Like, hey, man, to each his own.
Hey, I need you on the floor. I don't need you on the sidelines. But it's something about that locale that people, when they're not playing, like to go all in on the dress. I'd like the
and he's an IG guy, so I mean, good on him. He may have a hot quick one after.
I would like them to go all in on possibly making a 3. Again, that was a tough watch last night. I think Miami has hit the wall. But when you're 7 of 45 from 3-point range, I don't know what's worse, that you only made 7 or that you took 45 and you missed 38 of them. That was, again, another tough watch last night. Just it's a rock fight. It's complaining. It's flopping on both sides. And it's a tough watch. But Boston is the better team, and they are now going to close it out on Friday in Boston.
Yeah,
barring a miracle, which I just, man, as a Heat fan, I just can't see. With the current state they're in, Lowry's injured, Butler's got the bulky knee, he can't shoot anymore, and it's Boston. I mean, that's the other problem is it's Boston. And they got Tatum and Brown and Horford, playoff hell.
It's a big number, too.
6.5, 7?
9.
Ooh, yep.
It's a trap.
Yep.
Nina Ross.
Yep. Welcome.
You'll be all right, though.
And how will I be all right?
Because I think the Heat will have one. They'll have one more in them.
But do they have one more in them to win a game?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got one more in them.
Ooh.
You're sure not going to win scoring 40.
No, you're not.
Not scoring 80 either. I've had some rough patches with the offense, but 7 of 45 from three-point range.
And it's not like Boston, lit the world on fire either. I mean, score 93 shouldn't get you a win. But I think Jaylen Brown heard Charles Barkley talk, or yelling A. Smith talking reckless. Jaylen Brown, where are you? I'm talking to you, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, he showed up in the second half with 19 points and zip turnovers.
Yeah.
After just the whole series has just been a really, really tough watch. And then you compare it to, okay, I've had enough of this. And then the game got away in the second half when Boston went on that 24-2 run. I'm looking for something else. And you maybe dabbled over some hockey and you went, whoa, that's what a postseason looks like, where there are teams that play with desperation and they have a come back from 3-love down and then come back when they're down 4-3. And then St. Louis staving off elimination in Denver last night to get it back to St. Louis in just an incredible hockey game between the Blues and the Avalanche.
Yeah, Shane missed the opportunity. I don't think he was listening to EPMD back then, but how do you miss the opportunity to play All on My Bozak? Like one of the greatest groups in the 90s with Tyler Bozak and his little float on. Not exactly one you'd think would get by the old tender.
No.
But
or there's a couple there by Thomas who had not scored that got 2 huge goals when they were down 3-0.
Yeah, St. Louis is just having none of it. And I go back to, we were playing in St. Louis when Caleb was in the 8th grade and driving through that place after they had just won the cup and seeing all the Blues flags and the Blues cut into the lawn as you're kind of rolling through. That is a proud hockey franchise. They're like, just the ability, just imagine you see the Lemieux part 2, the McKinnon goal, and it's easy to just be like, yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, when a guy goes coast to coast like that and then puts a deke on,
it's a wrap.
Yeah,
and you think it's over, and they're like, nah, right man, there. They got the timeout with like a minute 58, and they rallied.
Do yourself a favor, even if you're not a hockey fan, go find the McKinnon goal. But that also there are guys on the ice for St. Louis that were there when they won the Stanley Cup, so there's still that DNA. But man, it just shows like when you play with desperation, sometimes it can go the other way. But when you play with pure desperation, when you're down and a heightened sense of urgency of things that can happen, I wonder if you're in a city that has an NBA franchise and an NHL franchise, you might cross over a little bit. But I wonder how much of a crossover there is of people. You and I are probably different from, we like both sports, but that like, you know what? I'm an NBA fan, but I like the NHL. Because seriously, if you watched one game and then flipped to another and the excitement and the energy that was going on in the stands and on the ice, you'd go, what sport is this compared to the sport I just turned off of ESPN last night for? Yeah. I wonder how much crossover there actually is outside of major cities that have both franchises.
I don't know. Maybe we are like that, but I think the challenge for me is I try to be equally, and it's not possible, but I sure do give it the old college try. I like to be well-versed in everything. So, and I like sports.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm going to try to watch as much as I can. Even in the mornings or if I'm driving, I flip through almost every network, whether it's NFL, NHL. I even sometimes find myself listening to Neuheisel, which I'm gonna have to have a talk with myself. I like it all. I like it all, and I like seeing the environments too. Even soccer, like just how folks that are passionate about their sport, hearing people give their takes, I love it.
Welcome in, everybody. Sharp and Betting in the morning. It is a little rainy Thursday again. It is messed with the Big Ten baseball tournament, but rain is supposed to be out of here, not by the morning, but maybe by the early afternoon. Once we get past that, we're fine. The weather looks fantastic for the next couple of days. but they have had a major shift in the schedule downtown in the Big Ten baseball tournament, where if you like baseball and you just like rolling starts, the Big Ten baseball tournament is for you. Now, they are scheduled to go at 9 a.m. I'm looking out our window right now, and that's about 3 hours away. Yeah, that's going to be tough to go at 9 a.m.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't do any more. I mean, they can play if it's cloudy. You can even be spitting a little, but just can't get any more like rain. Wind's starting to pick up a little. It's not that it's necessarily going to dry that thing out in 3 hours, but I mean, it's going to be a marathon.
Now, get ready for some rolling baseball and some late night baseball if you want to watch college baseball this time of the year.
Just
with rain
post up.
delays, yes.
I don't think UCLA and Cal didn't start until like 10:35 our time. I mean, folks are doing it.
SEC went late night again last night, and they got more maneuvering of the schedule. I mean, the tournament directors are the MVPs this time of the year.
Ooh, gotta be flexible.
They got to move some things around, and then you get. We'll get more into what happened with the Big Ten. The Big Ten had some in-depth discussions yesterday when they banged the entire day that we will discuss as we welcome you into Sharp and Betting in the Morning. Glad to have you in on a Thursday morning. The lineup brought to you by the Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard. Sarah Baker Hansen going to stop by a little after 8. Remember, we haven't had her on since we had our hospital cafeteria discussion. So, Shane, prepare her accordingly.
Yeah.
Sip stops by at 8:30. It's a miracle. Sip's got all of his contacts back. So when Shane calls, he'll know that it's Shane calling.
He had a good day.
And that he should answer. Sip's countdown to his new job is right around the corner.
Yeah.
He's got it on his Twitter bio that he's going to announce on June 1. So onward and upward for Sip. He'll join us coming up at 8:30. Ask us anything this morning. You have a chance to win a lot of food on the show today. That'll be a familiar theme because not only are we giving away griddle today with guest Damon's Meat, we have Ask Us Anything for an Oscar's Pizza and Grill gift card that comes your way at 9:30. So get in your questions. Ask us anything. Anything goes. Coming up at 9:30. Shane at 1620thezone.com. And then Brian Edwards stops by at 9:45 with a thought or two on the weekend of gaming coming up.
Hey, one of the greatest. It was a tape at this time. One of the greatest album releases of the 90s was this EPMD. Big Eric Sermon guy.
I haven't heard that song in ages.
Yeah, all on my Bozak. That was that was something else. Just to go back and forth. And, there was a stretch here where I felt like, because I was just looking at the home team getting behind their team. There was a time I was fooled like late in the third where I thought the Heat may actually make a run. So I hung it. I mean, it was whatever. I'd already been put to sleep by having, Fetty get off to the kind of start he did against the Dodgers. And saw that snooze fest 1-0. So it was like, what else we got?
Not bad. You went almost through May without being shut out.
Yeah, it would have been something.
What was something last night, and people are going to be talking about this morning. Union Omaha last night pulled off another shock. They went up to St. Paul, and they beat Minnesota United in the U.S. Open Cup, and so they are still alive. It's the second MLS team that they have beaten on the road, and now they are in the round of 8. They play Sporting KC next month. So they have the I-29 Derby. It is a very passionate fan base. They love their team. They understand the sport. They support their team like none other at home or away, or when they can't make it to away matches. They go and they support all over town. There are watch parties. And last night, once again, Union Omaha shocked the soccer world with a victory. Essentially, I would equate it to a AA team in baseball beating a major league team, but they have done it twice on the road. I don't know if you're not followers of soccer, if you understand how significant it is what Union Omaha did, but where they're at, and especially last night, because I was in and out of it on ESPN Plus, and then because they gave up a goal in the first 6 minutes, and you're thinking, okay. But then they were able to get the equalizer. They went into halftime tied and then got the eventual game winner in the second half and held on when they added 5 minutes. I think it's always funny because when Chicago lost to Omaha last month, they were like, well, we didn't have all of our guys. Last night, the I guess you call him the manager of Minnesota United said it was one of the most embarrassing losses. But that's like a significant thing that Union Omaha has pulled off not once but twice.
Yeah. Well, apparently, they didn't get the memo that it wasn't a fluke. So I kind of like the fun that they're having now, trolling on social media and lower divisions, which is true. But they couldn't care less.
Yeah, they're a third division team that just beat an MLS team again.
Yeah, open cup. It's open for business.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they, I don't understand that full world of the MLS, but hey, maybe respect the opponent you're playing, because I don't think they respected Omaha until they were down 2-1 and were like, oh boy.
Here we go.
Because there were times, if you watched it, it did look like an MLS team playing a third division team. But at the end of the game or the end of the match, all that matters is what is on the board. And I love it that the Minnesota Saints, their worst loss ever. Now, they've been around a long time, but that's fantastic. I mean, you disrespect an opponent, you get what you deserve. And I thought that's what happened last night.
Yeah, winning is hard. Winning is hard.
But it's, it's just a whole process of Union Omaha has brought a lot of joy to people in the run that they've had, winning a championship last year. And then you got Jay Mims, who is fantastic. His stock continues to rise. They lost 7 starters off of last year's title team, and he has been able, through some injuries, to piece that thing back together. They're well organized, and good for them. I mean, this is going to continue to add to the excitement of Union Omaha in this town for the soccer and non-soccer fan alike, and probably build up more momentum where they're talking new stadium, like we've talked about. Where do you put it? What does it look like? Is there an academy? When you have a new stadium, do you go after state soccer? All of those things that go into when you are successful and you have a fan base that continues to grow and a very passionate fan base. And I would say they have established themselves as a presence in this town in the sporting landscape, college, amateur, whatever.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no question. It's all the buzz. And, those fans, shoot, they email, they tweet. They're passionate about their fellas.
It's an experience. I mean, you go out to Warner Park, it's an absolute experience, whether you'll know soccer or not. I mean, you will feel like you are part of what is going on the pitch. And I'm sure they're going to grab more fans along the way that aren't necessarily diehard soccer fans. But I give them credit. They have a presence. They have a social media presence. I mean, they're very active on social media. They do a good job of promoting the product, and they're unique. We can get basketball wherever we want in this town. We can get football wherever we want in this town. We can get baseball wherever we want in this town. We can't necessarily get hockey, and we can't, we can't get pro soccer. But when you get pro soccer and they play that well, and they're a likable group, and you've got a guy running the show that everybody knows from his time at UNO. I mean, you put all those things together, and Union Omaha's in a good spot right now, and they definitely were last night, defeating Minnesota to get to the round of 8.
It's really a great deal.
All right.
It is a great deal.
So you got the lineup. Good show. We got lots to discuss because there's not only baseball. All 3 conferences play today. Omaha and Creighton start today, and they were impacted in Tulsa by weather and also impacted in Cincinnati by weather. When Creighton's playing at 1:30, they moved that entire tournament up so that they could avoid late-day storms or late-day rain in Cincinnati. They started like at 9:30.
Yeah, well, no, 1:30 and 5:30, I think, today. We're at 9 here, so there's a lot of conference tournaments that I think are going to start at 9 around the country. So that's an issue, but if you like baseball, man, it's a great time of the year. That's for doggone sure. That right, Shane?
Yeah, no
Strictly
kidding.
business. EPMD. I'm just saying. Call this a sample.
Did you pop this cassette into your stereo player in your car?
No, I should have. It was one where almost every song was good. That was back in the day where folks took pride in their music.
That was when that was a stretch when music was really good.
Yeah.
There were some creators.
You could play the whole thing and let it spin.
Was it on your pull-out Pioneer?
No, I didn't have a pullout. My buddy put a Kenwood in. That was the thing.
With the faceplate?
Yeah.
So it was
Yep,
high
it was
tech.
the little detachable one.
We are
lit
going
up green.
definitely old school today.
Did it light
And,
up green?
It actually did. It had like the little, looked like 9 buttons. But yeah, he put it
What
in
kind of
his-
speakers did he have in the back?
He had, I don't know, they were subwoofers. So I don't know. I can't even remember.
Did he have a little carrying case for his faceplate?
I don't even remember. But maybe.
Was that where you had to take it off so people, people wouldn't know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
They were.
Just big speakers
It
in
is
the back.
indeed.
My other buddy, he passed away. He had a little Cavalier, and he had a Kenwood in there. And I think the best thing in that thing were his speakers.
I had a friend who took out the back seat.
He
and
lived
his whole
over
back
off of
seat was
Hanscom
like
Boulevard.
The
He
speakers.
was,
Yeah.
he's I just always remember either Bone or EPMD. Yeah, exactly.
Mike Jones.
Exactly.
Sharp betting in the morning. There's David. I'm Gary. Shane here is, we'll give you a chance to win a griddle a little bit later and also a chance to win a gift card from Oscar's Pizza and Grill and Ask Us Anything that comes your way at about 9:30. So get in your questions. You got 3 hours to come up with a very creative question for Ask Us Anything on Sharp Betting in the morning at 1620 The Zone.
Bound to happen. Disagree with every word out of our mouths. Tell us how you feel on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. Been plenty of topics and takes over the last few days.
What?
Get at us.
All right, so the rain is supposed to be out of here soon. So they'll play baseball in town today. Yesterday was banged, so now the schedule is quite interesting. They have a rolling schedule at the Big Ten tournament where there is the possibility that you could play 3 games on Sunday, which if you are a team that thinks you're going to be playing next week is probably not great for your pitching staff. But at this point, that tournament will be all about survival now that they kept it still a double elimination. I would say that score early, score often, and maybe manage your pitching depending on what the score is. But
Ideally, you'd manage your pitching. You'd do that every time out. That may get away from them. We talked yesterday. Sunday was going to be interesting. But you had to get it in because of the selection committee. I mean, you're rolling that very next morning. So, I mean, buckle up. You weren't going to do anything yesterday. I mean, that's just unfortunate.
Now it's all about survival. I will, they waited a long time to figure out what they were going to do. Give credit to the Big Ten coaches in exploring a lot of numerous options, because right now there's only one guaranteed team that's in the NCAA tournament out of this conference, and that's Maryland. Rutgers has got a really good shot to be in. And then next up would be, without winning the whole thing, would be Iowa. And Iowa, in some things you see, is on the bubble. So essentially 3 teams, but only one guaranteed team, and that one guaranteed team could be a national seed in Maryland. But you have 8 teams here, and, you never know what's going to happen. You still have an Illinois and a Michigan that think they can make a run. But credit to the Big Ten coaches, because they looked at all options, keeping it the same, having a condensed schedule like they have, where it's just one game after another. Not ideal that Sunday you could have that scenario, but it's baseball, it's outdoor sport, rain impacts. But they looked at, one, going to multiple locations. They looked at not only playing at the Chuck, but also over at Tal Anderson, splitting it up so they could, make the schedule a little bit more conducive. And they decided, no, that's not going to happen. Plus, you're not going to get both games on the Big Ten network. So they axed that. And then from what I understand, they did look at single elimination, because is it the Sun Belt that I think went to single elimination after they've had rain impact their first 2 days?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But they went to a single elimination away from double, and the Big Ten looked at that as well, which would have been kind of interesting. Some teams that are in danger, like Rutgers that can't afford a one in the queue here.
Yeah, it'd be really, really difficult to sell that as a baseball fan. I wouldn't like it, but it is what it is. I mean, I guess you run into somebody on the mound, or ball doesn't bounce your way. Single elimination in baseball. That's why the wild card is crazy, I think, in baseball. But if you like exciting, it's that. But it doesn't always tell the tale in terms of who belongs where and who should go where.
Some of the other conferences that have more than 8 that show up, the SEC for the first couple of days have a single elimination games, where it's not double elimination in the crazy bracket where you don't know where you're going. It's just single elimination. Everybody makes it, but if you had a bad year, you're playing on a Tuesday where you lose and you're going home. But I like that they looked at options. I think I would, in an interesting scenario, would be like for a Big Ten conference, which some years they might get 4 teams in, some years they might only get 1 or 2, is do you take care of, and I say this with basketball, do you take care of the regular season champion? Do you protect them where they've gone all regular season and they've won a regular season title? So take care of them.
Are you talking about in the Power 5 or just in general?
In general. You won the regular season. That should mean something when you get to the postseason tournament. Like, you don't play until Saturday, if baseball, or Friday or something like that.
Much tougher in the regular season than it is any postseason tournament.
You're not giving them an automatic bid.
It is indeed.
I mean, if they win a Power 5 conference, more than likely they're getting into the NCAA tournament. But I just think that we should find a way to reward winning a regular season. That's over the course of 20 games or 28 games, how many they play in the Big Ten on a normal schedule, 30 games.
For sure.
But they will continue with the bracket. So we'll keep you updated. Again, it's raining here again. Not as hard as it was yesterday. It seemed like it rained all day yesterday.
I thought, whoa.
And at 9 a.m., they're supposed to play for a battle for survival where you could have, you hope, if you are running the tournament, you hope that you do not have like 4-hour games. You do not hope that you have like 14, 12 games where you have numerous pitching changes.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, now we're only an hour and a half behind. But get ready. We're going to have a late night at the ballpark.
Well, with the crowd maybe not being as full as you might think, and with it have the games being delayed, I mean, you would think they'd run a faster pace. You'd think the umps would just move it along, So I don't know if you're going to have that long a game unless you get something tied up, of course. But I would think that they'd run at a pretty brisk pace. I mean, you would think.
Can't always control it.
Get in the box. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Get in the box.
Yeah.
Throw a pitch. This would be a good time to have the minor league baseball pitch clock. We have 19 seconds when a runner's on, 14 seconds when there's not a runner on. You have to be in the box with 9 seconds to go on the pitch clock.
Yeah.
Just bam, bam, bam.
The one in which hitters hate the most. I think it bothers hitters more than it bothers pitchers, but it's going to be a long day, long couple of days.
Yep. All right. So we will keep you abreast if there are any changes. Again, they're slated to go at 9 a.m. That's when Iowa plays. It'll be on the Big Ten Network. But again, they looked at a split location.
Well, you had to.
Well, it's a good idea by the coaches to explore all the options instead of saying, no, we want to stick with this. Because they did look at a single elimination as well. So that would have been quite interesting. I think they should have a single elimination tournament anyhow. But that's me for the drama instead of numerous games where you blow your pitching staff. All right, 6:41. Here is this Art or Arthur? All right. Hello, Arthur.
Hi, Arthur. Good morning, DB. And
What's
Gary
up, Arthur?
Sharp.
Hey, how you doing, Arthur?
I just got off work. Hey, about the situation at Trev Albertson's about the balloons. I'm behind him because I went to Family Dollar, and all their stores have a sign that says that excuse me for not pronouncing that word for the balloons, helium. It says they're short. There's no helium for the balloons. And I agree with Trevor Albertson because me as a veteran working, retired from the hospital, also the military, they use that stuff comes first on the list, the first response, dentists, doctors, whatever, who uses that. There is a shortage of that stuff, guys, and all that. If you go to your Family Dollar and Dollar Tree, there will be a sign that says helium shortage, and all that. But I just want to let you know.
I appreciate that, Arthur.
Yeah, and one thing before I let you guys go, I'm upset with Maryland not playing that game because Nebraska should have been in Omaha today and center. Okay, I'll let you go. You all have a good Memorial Day weekend. As a veteran, I take it serious. God bless. Have a good day.
Thanks, Art.
Thank you, Arthur. I did not know that Family Dollar has balloons as well. I thought it was just a Dollar Tree thing or Party City.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar, so I'm just going to take his word for it.
So we only made it 2 days. It's going to be knocked off the front page, by the way. Today is a flood of football start times and networks.
I'll take it. You can't wait.
Which will be it'll be good for the college football soul. Prior to Memorial Day weekend, you can start making plans.
Yeah.
Start booking flights.
Stop talking about NIL. That'll be great.
I don't think that's going to go away.
Yeah.
I think everybody's got an opinion on NIL.
Still?
Just depends on what conference they're in. Oh, the SEC guys, they will talk about NIL every day. Lane Kiffin was pretty candid. He had a very candid conversation about name, image, likeness.
Yeah, trying to level the playing field. Maybe we could talk about whether players can play in postseason all-star games too, allegedly.
All right, 44 past the hour. Sharp and Betting in the morning at 1620 The Zone.
Woodhouse, Missouri Valley. It's a place to be, whether you can stop on out or visit them at woodhousegm.com. You can find whatever you need when it comes to your vehicles, whether it's an SUV, a truck, a car, new, certified, pre-owned. You want options, Woodhouse has got you covered. The sales staff, super well versed, really educated in terms of knowing the product, the timely and efficient responses, especially if you're a guy like me that has a lot of questions, and I still do. I'm still in limbo, right? And Woodhouse has been super considerate of the time and the needs. Just the efficiency and the quick responses just kind of allow me to process. That can be you to take advantage of the smart and fair pricing, all the features in terms of what you're looking for your next vehicle. Do exactly what I did. Schedule one, maybe two, a test drive. Because remember, at Woodhouse Chevy in Missouri Valley, you can always find new roads.
Join Blur Parties at Hilton Omaha this June as we host a premier college baseball championship tailgate. Experience an all-inclusive full bar and buffet, TV, music, and a variety of tailgate games. Book a corporate tailgate event or just hang out with friends. The best part is we're located on the south side of Charles Schwab Field at the Hilton Omaha. Visit blurparties.com to buy tickets or to find out about sponsorship opportunities. That's blurparties.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Hello, Discover here to explain our cash back match. Here's how it works. We give you cash back for using your Discover card on the things you were going to buy anyway. Then we match that cash back in your first year. And that's why we call it Cashback Match. Now to recap and say cashback one more time. We match all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year automatically. Discover. Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
I know I need to pay attention to my health, but I just can't seem to find the time. Between rushing to work and taking care of the kids, there's not much time left over for me. So I decided to start small by eating more fruits and vegetables and being more active. And then I got the family to make some changes too. We started by keeping a bowl of fresh fruit on the counter, and I limit the amount of sweet snacks I keep in the house. I've also found some creative ways to add more vegetables to our meals. We're taking more walks, and on the weekends, we head down to the pool at the rec center. It doesn't happen every day, but it does happen. You don't have to change your entire life to be healthier. Just make some simple changes and include your family. You'll see how easy and fun it can be.
You can make a difference. Eat smart, play hard. And when you do, your kids will too. A challenge from USDA.
Sharp and betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
Iowa JD says Big Ten softball, single elimination. Most Power 5 conferences in softball, including the SEC, are all single elimination.
Your water is wet moment.
That they're single elimination?
In softball, yeah.
I just want baseball.
Thanks, JD. Had no idea after watching that all weekend.
Wow. So I think baseball, if you spent money to come to Omaha, you'd want at least 2 games. You show up here on a Wednesday and you're bussing or flying back home on Thursday morning. That's probably not good for the old baseball budget in the Big Ten Conference.
Yeah, but personally, I think you just said you like the single.
I would like to see a single elimination.
Yeah, I go back and forth. I don't. My gut's like knee jerk. I don't love it, only because fudge, and I get it. But you're the victim. You could be the victim of your rotation. And kind of how it sets up. So, depending on how the previous week went, a 1 versus a 3, that kind of stuff can happen.
Now, you want to be blown away and your head will hurt? At some point during a break today, look at the Atlantic Suns baseball tournament and try and help me understand that bracket. Because, no, I'm serious. Look at their bracket. I don't get it. But I do like... So I wonder if they would consider this in the Big Ten, is playing like They do with the College World Series, with the pods. So you'd have 2 14 pods. All 4 teams would play 3 games in that pod amongst themselves, and then the winner of the pod plays for the championship. I think the Big 12 does something very similar. If you would do, so you get Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the pod, and then the champions play on Saturday or Sunday. Like champion A, champion B, and then they meet, in a winner-take-all game. Are you looking at the Atlantic Sun
I
bracket?
am, but because I was talking to you guys off air 2 days ago about Liberty and Florida Gulf Coast. I didn't realize this was the setup, though.
Yeah, they're in. I can't.
They got it kicked off. They went first.
Yeah, they started on Tuesday at FGCU.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, they have 2 pods. The top 4 seeds are in one pod, and then the bottom 4 seeds are in another pod.
Yeah, Jacksonville State, Lipscomb, Eastern Kentucky. That's how they did that?
But only 3 teams advance from the top pod, where the best teams are, and 1 team advances from the bottom pod, where the worst teams are. I think that's how I'm reading it. I don't know how anybody understands that bracket. But again, that appears to me that they're trying to protect their teams that have done well during the regular season to good RPI, that they're not going to be like 2 in the queue. And then all of a sudden they're derailed and they played 56 games and yet they were judged on 2.
Yeah. No, I understand.
But that kind of that's what the scheduling philosophy and the tournament philosophy is kind of becoming around college sports. Look at what we hear in the Big Ten. Well,
do you want the regular season to matter?
Yes. Yes, you put in 20 basketball games, you put in 9 conference football games, you put in 30 conference baseball games, and you win. Yeah, that has to always have some significance. Then what are we doing?
Yeah,
but you should be rewarded more, I think, if you win the regular season.
And here's the caveat, and I agree with Zach here. He says if you did the single elimination, it would open the possibility of a best of 2 or 3 championship. I hate being 3-0 in the tournament. Then you lose the one game, right? And you could argue, hey, that's the nature of the beast. That's how the sport goes. It just doesn't seem like in baseball that gives you the best representation. It's such a hard luck sport.
See, I would be for, let's say we'd have 2 14 pods, and then you get to Saturday. You play Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You get to Saturday, and you play a best 2 out of 3. So you can play 2 on Saturday.
Yeah.
If you need another game, you play it on Sunday.
I definitely would entertain it. More than a 1 crack at it. I don't know. That's just the way that I lean at first blush.
But now everything is let's schedule to make sure we're in the championship. Like look at UConn out at the Big East. What if UConn goes 2 in the queue? Bam, they're out. Those 50-plus games they just played in the regular season, they're going to be basically derailed by the last 2 weekends.
Yeah,
and then you're going to get you get a 4 seed playing in the, and your one bid would be probably a 4 seed because I think if UConn goes 2 in the queue, they're going to be in danger.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just feel something just doesn't feel right. Last year the possibility of the Dodgers and San Francisco in the wild card game that one of those teams was going to lose and be done. Just didn't seem like that would be right.
Well, and I'm a fan in Major League Baseball of seeding a little bit differently. You can't have 2 teams that won 100+ games meeting in a one game.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 teams that realistically last year could have won the World Series. Yeah. All right, 54 past the hour. Coming up at 8 o'clock, Sarah Baker Hansen will stop by. Coming up in the next hour. So I listened to Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin likes to talk. He got muted by Greg Sankey because everybody wanted to talk to Lane Kiffin after Jimbo and Saban got at each other about a week ago. But Kiffin talked to Sports Illustrated, was pretty candid about NIL and the future of college football in that model. But he also kept referring to boosters. And we talk about boosters. We're both boosters. Okay. And everybody that buys tickets and supports the program financially could be considered a booster. Some of us are on different levels. But why not more booster talk around here? I'll get to what I'm going to ask you when we come back. Sharp Betting in the Morning on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone. 1620 The Zone. Traffic.
From the Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More time-saving traffic center. We have no accidents to report at this time, but you can expect a little bit of slowdown near 90th and L. And then along center, it looks like things are slowing down just a little bit from 180th to 175th. And other than that, it looks like your commute this morning should be pretty smooth, even if you're running a bit late. As always, remember to stay safe and wear your seatbelts. I'm Chris Scott.
This time-saving traffic is brought to you by Saul's Jewelry and Loan.
Everyone knows Saul's pays top dollar for your gold, but Saul's pays cash on the spot for your precious metals too. Silver, gold, platinum, coins, bars. Who wants to wait to get paid? Get to Saul's Jewelry and Loan.
Saul's Jewelry and Loan. You'll find it all at Saul's Jewelry.
You're on your own path. It's what makes you, you. But especially now, most of us could use a little help finding our path forward. At Metropolitan Community College, we're stepping up to meet you where you are today, keeping you earning while you learn, and lending support like extra aid and scholarships. It's a chance to thrive, to change your career, finish your degree, or knock out your gen eds. Your path forward starts now. Learn more at mccnev.edu/thrive.
There are actually two kinds of cigars. The first is the one you smoke with beloved family and friends. The second, the one you enjoy with friends you've just met. And you'll find both at Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge. At Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge, there's a well-stocked humidor with some of the best bands from around the world and a bar with your favorite cocktails and other drinkables. So what do you say? Which cigar will you be enjoying tonight? Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge, just off I-680 and 48th Street next to Cubby's. Dan Thompson of Thompson & Thompson, third generation roofing, siding, gutters, and more, where they're celebrating 25 years of business.
Thank you, Omaha, and all the communities around for putting your trust in us for 25 years. Integrity is what our customers like about us, and they know they can trust us to protect their home and make it look great. Call Thompson & Thompson third generation today and become one of the thousands of customers who are glad they did. Or click thompsonthird.com.
Searching for your next vehicle? Shop Woodhouse first. Over 1,000 pre-owned vehicles in stock and on our lots, with new trades arriving daily that you can explore on woodhouse.com. Plus, confidence comes standard when you purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Woodhouse. With our multi-point inspection, transparent pricing, available add-on warranties, and financing options, purchasing a pre-owned vehicle has never been simpler. Experience the difference and drive away today confident and road-ready in your new vehicle from Woodhouse.
Everyone, Josh Peterson here for my friends at Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis. It is a great time for you to get your golf game back in shape with their director of instruction, Mike Favre. Give him a call at 402-498-0220. Whether it is individual lessons, whether it is group lessons, whether you are a single handicap or have never played golf before, he can help improve the game of golf for you, and thus you will enjoy those rounds when you get out and play. They're located just north of the Dodge on 120th Street, Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis.
This week on RVER, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. I'm sorry, I can't operate on that vehicle.
But doctor, you took an oath.
That RV, it's my son's RV.
Oh, doctor, isn't there anything you can
I'm
do?
not a miracle worker, Sheila. I'm an RV surgeon, trained to save the lives of large injured recreational vehicles, which is definitely a real profession.
When your RV really needs saving, Progressive has you covered. See if you could save with a leader in RV insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
Horford has the rebound. Good to dribble up the left side of the floor. Waiting for him, Bam Adebayo. Cross court, Marcus Smart up, fakes the three. Drives into Tucker, throws back to Horford. Cross court, right side, Tatum. One dribble with the right hand, steps into the baseline, falls away and hits. Celtics have regained the lead.
Out high to Perron. Nanovic, Navich, to Tarasenko. He shoots, they score! They've tied it up! It's the bailout at Ball Arena! The Blues have tied it again! 4-4 the score! 56 seconds to go! And Robert Thomas has pulled the Blues out!
And scored. He got 2 goals last night. And St. Louis stays alive in a scintillating Game 5. And now they go back to St. Louis on Friday night for Game 6. No. Yeah, if you're Colorado, I mean, because you gotta get on a plane, you gotta stay overnight in St. Louis. Kadri will be, the ire of the fans in St. Louis. But I have no panic that the Avs will not bounce back. But good on St. Louis. They were down 3-0. They could have cashed it in. They could have already been making plans on what golf course they're going to play in the St. Louis area.
Did you make much of Berube and those guys going back and forth, comment, no comment on Kadri in terms of?
Would have liked him to make it sooner.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why he waited a few days.
It's
as
always
things escalated.
It's always interesting, right? We think guys like, Tim Anderson are being a baby, but in hockey, right, to not draw attention versus drawing attention, he got reprimanded a little for not saying something about that was allegedly said on the ice, right? It's just like, what would be the right way to handle if somebody says something to you while you're playing, and what we'll accept as suck it up versus, man, you can't say that.
Well,
because
let me separate
what's the
sports.
comment, no comment?
Hockey has always been slow to react to anything like that.
Typically.
And they can't continue to do that. But whatever was said or not, I think you needed the head coach of your team to come out about the fans who went all in on death threats. Like, I don't think they were just social media things. I think there was a fear for Nas. But I think you have to address that part a little bit sooner. But hockey is always slow. Anything that doesn't have to do with stuff on the ice, the X's and O's, scoring goals, scoring a power play goal, killing a penalty, they are very, very slow to react in that sport, and they always have been. I mean, I go back a couple of years
ago.
ago.
Gosh, what do we want? Why we chastise one sport, and then the other sport takes the high road, which would give you the alleged, don't get so bent out of shape about everything, and they get kind of reprimanded for that. So I'm just trying to figure out what we want. Do we want to know what's out there, or do we not? And is it okay for somebody to be offended, or is it not? Because we sure do pick our spots, boy. That's not that big of a deal. But wait, that is. And how could you not say something about that? But then if you do say something, then you're overreacting. Does it matter what's said? Does it matter who it's said to? I mean, am I the only
No, but I think in this case, it's a lot to do with the sport of hockey. Anything that has to do with race relations, that sport is very slow. To comment on anything. Look at 2 years ago when they were in the bubble. They just the social part of that in sports is very slow in hockey, and it always has been, and it can't continue to be that way. It's just, and it took him it took Craig Berube a couple of days. I thought he would address it sooner, but
that's your guy.
He addressed it, and I mean, just the comments are not acceptable. You could have said that earlier.
Yeah,
even if that's all you say, and you move on. Next question.
Yeah, I guess my thing is just, I don't know, just the duality of it.
There was in the as we welcome back into the second hour. Last night, bad. Boston beat Miami. Not great basketball, but Boston is gonna somehow win the infirmary war, and they're going to advance to the Western or the NBA Finals. They play Game 6 in Boston. I just don't see them losing on their home floor. But there was something earlier in the day. The All NBA teams came out. We had this discussion kind of when all conference teams come out in basketball, and a little bit in football because of positions. Isn't the goal of all conference teams or all MLB or NBA, NHL, NFL, that to get the best players should be rewarded? In the NBA, we still have positions. We need to do away with positions when it comes to like the All NBA, because there's the other aspect of give me the best 5 players. Best 5 players, top votes, they're the best players. Because you mean Embiid's not in the top 3. But there's also in the NBA those teams impact your contract, which is wild. And you've got who's voting on them, because who is voting, and if they make it personal, that does affect your bottom line on what kind of a contract you could be offered or what kicks in on your contract.
So you think
Isn't that wild in that sport that has such an impact?
So if you're just taking bigs like Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis, those are 3 of the 5 best players in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, boy, that would be interesting.
Because isn't the goal of the All-NBA is the best 5 players in the NBA?
I don't know, but no other sports do that.
No, but the NBA doesn't have that. The NBA is the only sport that has money attached to All-NBA, which is still crazy to think.
Some, not everybody.
Some contracts kick in.
Yeah, but the NFL is the same way. Like if I make an All-Star game or if I'm All-Pro, or I mean, it's the same in every sport with postseason accolades. For sure.
But you don't get there's not like a max in the NFL that kicks in or you're eligible for.
Yeah. But I mean, that would be the only sport that wouldn't do it by position.
Does the Big Ten, I'm trying to think of college football, is the Big Ten, when
Yeah.
they do like the offensive line, do they just do 5 offensive linemen?
Well, they don't necessarily go guard, center, tackle, but yeah, I mean, you wouldn't, I guess the equivalent would be you wouldn't have 6 running backs and 2 linemen.
No.
But whether they're guard, center, tackle is not always a thing. That would be interesting. I don't know, man. The whole power forward, center, stretch 4 thing, okay, I could get, but I don't know about being positionless. Why would basketball be any different?
Just give me I personally, just give me the top 5. First 5, second 5, third 5. The best 15 in the NBA.
I'd have to give that some thought.
But they do have.
Doesn't seem to make any sense at first blush.
But they don't. The problem in the NBA is if you have a contract max that is attached to all NBA, you do have to look at who's voting because some people do make it personal.
Yeah, well, maybe
Or some
that.
people
Maybe
mess
that.
up.
Maybe that's the problem.
Like Jalen Rose, I guess, voted for Kyrie Irving, first team All NBA.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
I'd have to see that. Nobody's voting for a guy that played 26 games, first team All NBA. I mean, if he is, he shouldn't be voting.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, was that rumored? Was that
Nope.
actual?
Nope. Jalen Rose voted for Kyrie Irving All NBA.
First team?
I don't think it said what team, but he voted for him All NBA. Would he be in your top 15 of this past season?
Oh, when he played?
He voted third team All NBA.
Oh, that's fine. When he played, yeah, that's different. That's definitely different. When he played, I mean, and maybe that was his point. I mean, Embiid played, 50-some games last year or a couple years ago, and we said that couldn't put him in contention for – or no, it was LeBron who'd missed like 28 games but had an MVP caliber season, just didn't play enough. I don't have as big a problem with that. I mean, Kyrie Irving, when he played, was really good. My man was go like 13 or 15 some nights.
He played 29 games.
No, I get it. I get
Averaged
it.
27 points.
I get it. When he played, he balled. But yeah, there's probably a few too many. But third team, because I guess, I don't know. I guess the argument would be if he played more, would Rigger wear him down? Would he not be as prolific a scorer? I mean, I guess, but when he played, he was really, really good. For as weird as he is, I wouldn't hate on that.
All right. Coming up a little bit later, we will talk to Stephen M. Sipple in about 90 minutes. A lot of stuff going on.
He's missed half the games he's played for the Nets. I mean, there's a good chance that he hadn't played very much.
29 is awful small number.
Yes, it is.
I mean, how many guys this past year actually played 82 games?
Oh, very few.
Shall we?
I would guess. I mean, you're just not going to see that a ton.
You think you have more than 10 guys that played 82 games in the NBA this year?
10? 12 on a team, 30s team. Yeah, I would say probably percentages would say yes. You'd think. Gosh, 10 seems low. If they didn't get to 10, that's sad.
I mean, I'm already wondering what do they do with Jimmy Butler next year, who for the second straight time has kind of hit the wall in the postseason.
Yeah, I'm gonna research that.
All right. While you do, let's talk to Cody. Cody, good morning. Welcome to Sharp Betting in the Morning.
Morning. I got two quick questions for you guys. One, for the Big Ten tournament, I texted Damon my disappointment last night, but we have tickets to like the 1 o'clock game Sunday, the championship game. What are they doing about tickets since the whole schedule's all messed up? And my second question is, who's in more disarray right now? The Big Ten or the SEC, who has LSU, who might not even play till Saturday?
The ticket thing, is it they have, I guess, do they have specific sessions, Cody?
Yeah, we specifically bought Sunday championship game. It was $11
Yeah.
behind home plate.
I think by the time you get to Sunday, you can show up whenever they start playing. I'll look that up for you, but I would imagine that. I don't think anybody's going to give you a hard time.
And then the SEC tournament is wild, and I just didn't know who's in more disarray because they got more rain coming today.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be worse today than it was yesterday.
It doesn't look like all these teams in the SEC are taking this tournament serious either. Some are just trying to get by.
Alabama's doing awesome, though.
Yeah, if you have to win, yeah, you're like all in. You'll hang around and you'll play at 4 a.m. But if you just need to get some starters, some work, and a couple of your bullpen guys,
you're definitely approaching it different.
You're good if you're home on Thursday.
I don't know if you guys remember, when I was in high school back in like mid-2000, the Wakefield Wood Bat tournament used to be a 24-hour tournament, round the clock. Why don't we just go to that?
That's what I'm for. Cody, thanks for the call. You know,
You're going to kind of get that with the Big Ten tournament.
So you know the NBC tournament in Wichita, the Summer Wooden Bat League tournament around college Wooden Bat League, they do one day where it's 24 hours. I'm pretty sure that tournament is still going on. You know, it's got teams from Alaska and they got the Jayhawk Conference, you know, all of the Summer Wood Bat Leagues. They do play a 24-hour round the clock tournament. Like one day in that tournament, everybody plays. Yes, the bracket in the SEC is a mess.
Oh my gosh.
It's kind of hard to keep up with, but I do just because at some point I'm going to need to. It's hard to follow, man. And the thing about it is it's good. Like I just redid my ESPN Plus thing yesterday or day before, just so I can make sure I can catch the baseball games that I need. But to know whether a game is delayed because of weather or delayed just because they're waiting in the time slot rotation is annoying. I wish we could get a designation. And maybe it's not that particular, but if you're talking, there's a big difference between 40 minutes and 2 hours, right? If you're waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, feel free to use the term weather sometimes, weather delay, or, hey, listen, we just ran late because we're behind. Because then you know when to go back and at least try to see it.
So they're going to start at 9:30 in Hoover today. Florida and Texas A&M are going to play. And then Vanderbilt and Tennessee, LSU and Kentucky are supposed to play. And then the rest of the bracket will fill in with whatever happens with those games. But now I'm looking at the radar outside of Birmingham. Yeah. You're going to have some rain delay theater on the SEC network.
I don't even know how they're going to get it in.
I mean, they have a one-game championship on Sunday at 2 p.m. But how are they going to get there? Who knows?
So,
maybe everybody can go to where the Big 12 is hosting their tournament at the Ranger Stadium indoors. They can play 24 hours there. Don't have to worry about weather.
I think you said this in the first segment, but with Georgetown and UConn now going at 9:30, that still roughly puts Xavier and Creighton at 1:30. Just no late afternoon games. I don't know if people gathered that when you said the 9:30 start.
Imagine that, a conference and people that are working together looking at the weather and like, you know what, we don't want to be postponed. Let's move the games up.
And a 4-team tournament would be significantly easier.
Yes. And that's what they did. I mean,
Yeah.
Summit League you could bang all yesterday, move it back a day, and still be able to go.
Significantly easier.
Because the Summit League ends on a Saturday.
8-team double LM. You better explore all options. You're going to be playing a while.
Yep. And the beautiful thing about conference tournament baseball is the team sitting in the stands waiting for the next game to start. They had the sad trombone of Texas A&M was sitting in the stands yesterday to wait for their game. And all of a sudden they got word that they're not playing. And just sad trombone. They all picked up their bat bags and their ball bags, and they walked up the stands and left.
How about Texas and Okie State just starting in, what was that, the 4th inning yesterday morning? I don't love that either, especially if there's no score, but I mean, I get it.
You mean TV starting in the 4th
Yeah.
inning?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, if they had their own network.
Still try to find that thing, but people tell me it exists.
ESPN Plus is the de facto home of the Big 12 network.
I just scroll. Those college games are in my library, so it's easy. I mean, I could watch Kennesaw State and FGCU if I wanted. And they look like they were playing at Sherman the other day when I watched Liberty and FGCU.
Be kind to Swanson Stadium.
Man.
You got the palm trees out beyond the outfield
But
fence.
the grass isn't even like a good color green.
Well, it's that time of the year.
I guess.
Rainy season is starting.
Well,
it's been like in the 90s.
Plush that thing up.
Yeah.
By the way, I had some speaks with Connor, the guy that uttered the horrible phrase, "You can't have a poorly cut lawn." The heck you can't.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah, I think, I don't know.
He's got to go into timeout for a while.
I
after
don't
that.
know what that was about, but there's some trash going out here in some of these tournaments.
Timeout.
All right, 7-17. We come back. We'll talk some.
Still on for 9:00 with Maryland and Rutgers, or Maryland and Indiana so far.
You said what?
There's no so it's not raining right now, right?
It's like misty.
It's just this is
Into the
fine.
mist.
You can do this. This will be okay as long as we don't just chill out there, so we can get going. I'm not trying to be paying attention Sunday night at 10:00.
Yeah, there are gonna be very few people in this town paying attention at Sunday night at 10:00. Okay,
You
They're
can
gonna be
sleep
at-
in
they're
on
gonna be at-
Monday.
They're going to be
You'll
at the
fine.
lake.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, people are like, "What? Why are the lights on at the stadium downtown?" They'll do the 10:00 news and they'll be like, "Hey, you know what? The Big Ten baseball tournament's still going on," and somebody in the background's going to go, "On a Sunday night?
Yeah,
got to get them in. Got to get them in." I still think it would have been kind of interesting to have TD Schwab going and Tal Anderson going at the same time. Tal Anderson for the Big Ten tournament, that would look like a full house.
Not the television show.
Hey, that all honesty, what they did with that facility and what UNO is doing is like one of the best recruiting tools for high school to get the Metro basketball tournament at Baxter and they get the state baseball at their own facility. Well, that's some of the best recruiting they've done in a long time.
I see you lobbying over there.
No, that's just an important thing.
Yeah. I hear you.
It'd be kind of cool in my neighborhood. Hey, there goes Maryland. I mean, they're playing it. Hey, Rutgers played 3 games at Tal Anderson. They would be considered the favorite if they had to split the sites. But the fact that they were talking about it, I give them credit.
Well, what were they gonna do?
Well, they were exploring options. They could have been.
Fudge, like you have to. You got 8 teams, double a limb. You better exhaust all options.
You could have had 2 teams that are
You're
used to
back patting folks for doing their job.
You could have had 2. Well, because remember last weekend, you could have had 2 teams that said, "No, we got experience with this. We don't have to play."
Yeah, it's different. This isn't regular season weather delay. Get back on the plane at 5:30. Oh, allegedly. This is like I'm playing for a spot, man. This
Hey.
is postseason.
The head
You Jake not playing that game so you could get here. Why would you pull that?
Rob Vaughn of Maryland's like, hey, Coach Heller, we're good. Hey, we're in the tournament, man.
Yeah,
we're gonna go
Coach
home.
Heller's like, listen, man, we're trying to play our way in. All right, we need to get games in.
All right, sharp betting in the morning. A little bit later, you have a chance to win a griddle. You also have a chance to win a gift card from Oscar's Pizza and Grill. We have Ask Us Anything. That's coming up at 9:30 on Sharp Betting in the morning at 1620 The Zone.
The Connor Happer Show.
I vow to never lose my wallet.
Now, why are you so sure
I'm
that you will not?
I'm not going to lose my wallet. I'm walking down the street. I'm checking if I have my wallet like at all times. I'm not going to lose my wallet.
Now, lost is not stolen. Like, you're susceptible to having your wallet stolen.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
I'm not.
You were also saying that.
It will also never be stolen.
Okay.
The Connor Happer Show, weekdays from 10 to 2 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from Canoyer Garden Center and KETV Newswatch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Wet weather continues Thursday with scattered showers likely during the morning. Expect dry conditions in the afternoon with some late day sunshine, highs in the low to mid 60s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
Dingman's Collision Center, 4 Collision Center locations serving you in Omaha and Papillion.
1620 The Zone. Traffic.
From the Burton AC Heating, Plumbing, and More Time-Saving Traffic Center. We have no accidents to report at this time, but you can expect a little bit of slowdown near 90th and L. And then along Center, it looks like things are slowing down just a little bit from 180th to 175th. And other than that, it looks like your commute this morning should be pretty smooth, even if you're running a bit late. As always, remember to stay safe and wear your seatbelts. I'm Chris Scott.
This time-saving traffic was brought to you by Nebraska Loves Public Schools.
Discover how one Nebraska school uses an outdoor classroom to connect students to their culture and community in a new I Love Public Schools film. Watch online at iloveps.org.
Email Sharp and Benning on the Equitable Bank inbox with your love, your hate, whatever your hot takes are. We're here for you. The Zone inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. We want to hear from you on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. You have chronic joint pain, like in your knees and hips? It's time to think about an exciting new way to treat joint pain with biologic therapies, regenerative solutions. I'm talking about QC Kinetics. Lots of people here have called QC Kinetics already. They're the nation's leader in helping people deal with chronic pain with no surgery, no drugs, no steroids, and no downtime. These natural pain treatments can actually repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints with long-lasting results. I'm telling you, biologic solutions help your body heal itself. If you have joint pain due to arthritis, lower back pain, shoulder pain, you need to change the way you think about pain treatments and discover the biologic therapies at QC Kinetics. Get moving again. Get your life back with no surgeries and no drugs. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more. That's 402-205-4960. 402-205-4960. Give QC Kinetics a call.
Hi, this is Dave Osted from Osted's Golf. Let us make this your best season yet. Voted a top 100 fitter by Golf Digest, our master fitters have been trained by the same guys that build clubs for PGA pros like Rory, Tiger, DJ, and Jordan. Have old clubs? Trade them in Osted's Value Guide, or have our club specialists get your clubs swinging like new. Go to our website, make your fitting appointment. You're a click away from a better golf game. Play better, have fun, and shop Osted's.
You can join us every week for the Sharp and Betting podcast. It's Sharp and Betting. We got a podcast driven by our good friends at Woodhouse Auto Family.
Yeah, the cool thing about it is we'll get more in depth on a lot of your favorite topics, have a guest or two, and just might drop some nuggets of information that you've never heard before.
Wherever you get your podcasts, just look for Sharp and Betting. We got a podcast driven by Woodhouse Auto Family each Friday. You can find it on the Sharp and Betting show page on 1620thezone.com. At Sharp and Betting, we got a podcast.
Make the right call, fans. The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
Rooferees.
Sharp and Betting in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the 1620 The Zone app.
All right, welcome back in. Sharp Betting in the morning. Damon, Gary, and Shane. Thank you, teachers, by the way, as school is coming to an end. Some have already been out. Some are having their last day today, some tomorrow. But thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, even more so after the events in Texas 2 days ago. Thank you to the teachers. Thank you for being a teacher. Thank you for wanting to be a teacher. Thank you, period.
Yeah, the level of insensitivity is mind-boggling. It is enough to put you in a bad mood, but I promised Sandy that I would no longer Be in a bad mood, and the fan base hasn't done anything to upset me the last 3 days either.
Oh, wait till today.
We're not whining about Purdue, are we?
Nope.
We aren't.
Well, we're always gonna
We
win.
aren't saying people should be fired over helium.
We're always no, I think we're past that.
Okay.
Because I think Trev is still the AD.
Are we going to whine over the schedules when they're released?
Yes, because of the start time in Dublin. Because we're not going to embrace how cool it is to have a Nebraska football game that starts here at 7 a.m.
I'm pretty excited. Why wouldn't you be? I see. You know what? I think you may be misrepresenting the fan base. I bet you the fan base is really excited.
Well, I'm saying, why did you not hear? I said, would you? I'm excited for a 7 a.m. kick.
No,
Most
you
people
said
will not.
you said you are. Most people will not, and I said you could be misrepresenting the fan base because maybe they'll be excited to
No.
watch a game early in the morning.
You're going to get this. I got it on tape. I'll just watch the game at noon.
No, they won't.
What's that game at noon?
Are you nuts? You think people rather wait around to watch a game than get up and watch it?
I have no idea. All I know, I'll be there at 7 a.m. I'd like to be in Dublin is where I'd like to be, and we'd be watching it at 1. But 7
951
a.m.
1620 is sharp on crack. You guys would prefer a 7 or 8 a.m. kick than 7 or 8 p.m. No question.
Well, if it was 7 or 8 here, that would be.
It is here. Like, what do you?
That'd be
We
some
are
real-
watching it here at 7 o'clock or
But if it
8
was
o'clock.
if we were watching it at 7 o'clock at night, it would be late night in Dublin.
I'm not talking about just in Dublin.
Late night in Dublin.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, wait. When was the last time Nebraska played at 7 a.m.? Have they ever played at 7 a.m.?
Yeah, but would people rather get up and watch a game? Yes.
Not everybody gets up as early as us.
Oh my gosh.
You're going to hear that.
Oh, I don't think so.
Kids are going to be getting out of bed about halftime. Dad, what's the score? Oh, it's just like it was last October. It's 42-7. Don't worry about it. Go back to bed. You can see the highlights later.
Nonsense.
7 o'clock in the morning. It's called Kegs and Eggs.
Utter nonsense.
I'll tell you, you could promote it to be chaos.
Yeah, it would be chaos.
People watch Jacksonville in the NFL here locally. There were watch parties for an 8 a.m. kick. And that was a team that only 0.004% of the Nebraskans here care about.
Where are you finding a Jacksonville watch party?
It was at the Red Eye. He had it 2 years in a row.
He is a big Jacksonville fan.
Yeah. Folks got up.
Folks would get up if there was gambling. You could gamble on it here. But now you got to go across the river and use FanDuel.
Oh, my gosh.
So I would think that announcement today will be anywhere from 6 to 8 a.m. local time.
Get up and watch television.
Have fun doing the pregame show, which is 5 hours before kickoff.
I'm sure they'll adjust.
I don't think they can. They got all that inventory. Like, it's required programming. So get ready for, I don't even know what the beginning of the show is. Husker kickoff at 1 a.m.
Jesse's got the right idea. Sans the beer. Can't wait to set my alarm for 6 a.m. and wake up, shotgun a beer before kickoff. Pick something else, man. Like,
Do a shot?
Shane, what would Shane have? Pink lemonade and something. Pink lemonade and vodka.
I'd have a
a mimosa.
alcoholic, like Jello shot.
Oh my God! See, you two.
Wait a minute.
This is why I need a vacation. The last 4 minutes,
maybe just an orange
a Jello
juice.
shot, and people not being excited to watch Nebraska football. In
Maybe
the morning.
just an orange juice. I got other things to do. I don't need to be passed out by noon. I'm just saying.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not gonna be shotgunning beers and just drinking a 12-pack at 11 o'clock in the morning, finishing one off.
I saw on the top shelf yesterday at the grocery store. They have non-alcoholic mimosas.
See, there you go,
big
right
bottle.
there. That's good.
I
You
don't
can get a lot of
I
stuff.
don't. I don't know why it's not just orange juice, but
You can get your non-alcoholic drinks in, and then you can still get stuff done during the rest of the day. Like by, you maybe you need to mow the yard or something like that. I don't know. You still got the full weekend left. You don't need to be comatose by 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
How much are you drinking?
right. There's probably
It's
someplace
this-
in the middle.
It's the first game.
You don't have to go 0
It's
to 10.
Well, you're starting that early. I mean, what else are you gonna do? You're pretty much stuck there where you're at if you're starting that early.
Just don't go to bed.
Yeah, you don't go to. I mean, what else you gonna do for the rest of the day? I
Just
mean,
hammer Bloody Marys and screwdrivers.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. At all. Wow, Phil's got Irish car, but we got some real lushes in our
Yeah.
listening audience.
This is gonna. Hey, the people in
If
Dublin.
my man is doing car bombs at 7, he's not making it too long. Well, Phil may be a professional, though.
This is how people are going to prepare for either pain or excitement.
Hey.
The people in Dublin are going to screw us. If they all of a sudden for the first time ever make that a night game, and all of a sudden it's like noon here, we're going to be like, this sucks.
Channel 3 Sean hit the nail on the head. This almost got me to leave. Non-alcoholic Jello shots, Shane, would just be Jello. It'd just be Jello.
Get all technical about it. But normally, if you're saying Jello shots, they're alcoholic, aren't they? Because who's doing Jello shots without alcohol in it? Nobody. That's why I'm saying non-alcoholic ones.
Man, I wish I could read this. You need to read Toby's tweet.
It
Because
says-
that's what I'm thinking in my head, but I would never say it.
It says-
It's an ugly word, but man, you're bugging me right now.
It says Shane's the best.
Kinda.
I don't know that I've ever been anywhere with a non-alcoholic
Jello shot. It's Jello. It's what you get in lunch. The little cups. That's what that is. You peel the little thing back.
Yeah, you don't even have to pre-make them. You can just buy them.
I'm so good right now.
Where?
Sorry, Sandy. I'm trying.
If you're making Jello shots, then you have to make them the night before, or whatever. Let them freeze up. Let them. Unless you're getting up at 3:00 in the morning to make Jello shots, so you can do that for your 5:00 pregame. You're saying you just roll out of bed and there's just Jello shots for you. You don't have to pre-make them. You're giving me the dirty look there.
Did you say put them in the freezer?
I said put them in the fridge.
How about just go red beers? Jesse has just red beer. It's a Nebraska thing. Just go red beer.
Hey, John wants to know if he's okay. This would be closer to Shane. Is he okay just drinking coffee and a Yoo-Hoo? Do they still make Yoo-Hoo? Do they? All right. Well, go ahead then. You probably have something on the smoker. He's cooking. Jesse's going with red beers. Adam, mustache Adam. Irish coffee. I know that's a thing. What's in Irish coffee? I should probably just Google, huh? Because I know that's a term for something.
You've had an Irish coffee before with me.
I don't know. I hate coffee. I wouldn't.
I think you tried it once.
Did I spit it out? Irish coffee recipe. No, I'm not drinking that.
I believe that we have been somewhere where you tried it once.
Was I supposed to?
It was brought to us, and so I downed mine.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. It was,
I remember
yeah,
that.
Okay.
I think I was just going along to get along.
All right. So don't screw us now, Dublin. Do not make this all of a sudden a noon local kick.
Yeah, this was not good.
No, noon
This was
Omaha,
not
Nebraska
good.
time.
I remember this. This was awful.
We could play the Wheel of Drinks for the Dublin game.
Who's doing Big Red overreaction?
Shane, because Shane will be the only one that will not be schnockered.
My man said that's going to go down as a classic. Non-alcoholic Jello shots. So my man's going to wake up and drink Jello or eat Jello.
I got nothing.
Oh.
I've never had a non-al. Maybe it's good.
Yes, you have. Everybody's had Jello. That's all he's talking about.
I've never like just somebody just handed me a cup and said, "There's Jello in the bottom of it. Suck it out." All I know is that if I'm sucking something, I want a return. All right, here's Rodney.
Whoa.
Hello, Rodney.
I like that one, Gary.
Hey, don't start.
Rodney!
Don't start, Rodney. It's too early.
Hey, I got a good one for you. You heard it first. It's called the Black Irish. It's Guinness and Jack Daniels.
Pass.
Ooh.
Hard pass.
Ooh.
Holy smokes. What time you getting up and having that one, Rodney?
Hey, I might be on it now. No. All right, y'all. Have a good one.
All right. A Black Irish. Not doing that either. Wowzer.
This has now become like the day. You can do Black Irish with stout.
No. Bernie, is it 4 p.m. at the old folks' home? Non-alcoholic Jello shots. You mean Jello cups, my? Yes, that's exactly what he's talking about. The little things that you get in the cafeteria for lunch. That's basically what you're talking about. Knock yourself out.
You can do a lot of them. Have no problems.
Do you have a thing for Jello?
I don't think for. I'm just saying. I mean, if you're gonna, party it up and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, I mean, don't you want to take it easy, or you want to just dive right into it?
I know that if I'm getting up at 6 a.m. to watch a football game, I'm not like having a cup of coffee. There better be something in that cup of coffee. What if we move from Jello shots, Shane? Would you be interested in pudding shots?
Oh my gosh. Or is anybody in here an adult?
You've not had a pudding shot?
Why would I waste my time with what's the goal? Like, what's the end game here?
To enjoy when it
like,
hits your lips.
Like, what's the end game? Is it to have something where you could like fool me and hey, you can't even taste the alcohol? Is that the
It's
end
the
game?
mixture.
It's nonsense.
You're not going to be a fun tailgater when we go to a road game this year.
Dude, I'm simple. You don't have to mix. You don't have to do anything. You just need ice. I'll be the lowest maintenance dude going. Pudding. We're talking about pudding and Jello.
No, pudding shots. I got alcohol in mine.
And if it's not somebody's nickname, I'm out. Pudding?
So you don't like pudding?
Who like, what are we doing?
I can't believe that you
Non-alcoholic Jello shots and
just one
pudding.
lick on
Like,
an ankle.
are we grown-ups?
You've never had a pudding shot?
Are you surprised?
Where was I at that I had a... No, wait a minute. We were at the same place and they were handing out pudding shots
I
recently.
don't even like pudding. Guarantee you I did not have pudding. I haven't had pudding
Where
in
was I at?
40 years.
Where was I at that had pudding?
40. I believe once you start driving, like pudding shouldn't be on the prerequisite must-have list.
Yeah, I don't
They have other quality desserts if you have a sweet tooth other than pudding.
Yeah, I'm not eating pudding, but if you put like some alcohol in it,
Why
then
don't
I'm
you just
interested.
drink the alcohol if you have to have it?
It's unique. It's different. Where was I? Somebody was handing out pudding shots.
Swear to goodness, Sandy, I'm
had to
trying.
be a tailgate.
3, 2, 1. Thank you, Bernie. I'll pray for you. Jello and pudding. Tailgate with Bill Cosby and Betty White. Exactly. Dude said pudding shots with a straight face. Wow. I'm not 20.
I'm just trying to get you through the day because you're gonna want to watch.
I don't want Jello.
You're gonna want to do other things during the day, whatever it is. I'm just saying. Maybe you got to go to the store.
Throw
Maybe
a little Kahlua or Bailey's into your little pudding.
Okay.
maybe there's another sporting event that you want to watch afterwards. Maybe you want to be.
I'm sure there will be.
Throw
Yeah.
a little Cool Whip on top.
Again.
Right amount of alcohol in there.
Again, testosterone revs fairly high. Couldn't care less about pudding.
I'm just trying to.
Like Cool Whip.
I'm just trying to get you to have a full day from 6 to like midnight. There's probably going to be stuff you're going to want to do all the way through there.
That depends on how they play.
Exactly.
Like, will your
Save your
intake increase depending on what happens in the
save
game?
your non-alcoholic ones for about noon.
Mike says, Mayor Mike in Gretna says you're a hater. You know, at the tailgate.
Okay.
It's true. I've seen you tailgate one time. They had an ice chalet that they said, Damon, lay down and open your mouth. You said, I ain't doing that.
You know what that was though? It was not mixed with anything. It was very simple.
Basically, it was Everclear.
Yeah, it's very simple. To the point. No Cool Whip, no pudding, no payoff at the end.
Hey, I'm going to figure out the person that I went to that had pudding shots recently, and I'm going to bring him in. You'll be like,
no,
this is new.
There's a 100% chance I'm not touching it. 100% chance.
Somebody that we know that has a tailgate at the College World Series is a pudding shot person. They'll take care of you.
He?
She.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's my point.
You'll be good. You'll be
Are
good.
you serious?
Partake in that.
No.
Hey,
All right. Here is Fickle Pete Brian. Hello, B.
Oh Lord,
hey, what's going? Hey, Damon, I feel you.
man.
I don't know
Yeah,
why.
hey, cuz I've heard of Jello shots, but as soon as you said pudding stuff, all I heard was Bill Cosby in my head. No, don't think like that. You don't
Hey.
give me no pudding shot. What the-
Hey,
Now,
B.
You're
a
giving
pudding,
me the sweats.
A pudding shot would be a game changer for you. I would change your opinion just one time.
Oh
no. I'm sorry. I was in the military. I dated this French Canadian when I was stationed up in Maine. I went to visit. They do it right in the morning. Okay, they like Barry Bonds, Whitney Houston, Canadian bacon, and Yukon Jack shots with
Hey,
their bread.
did you say Whitney Houston?
How'd Whitney get in
And
there
I'm
with
talking about
bacon and?
the Barry Bonds with the lightning bolt earring. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
That was Barry before Barry got super big, but he was close.
Hey, you were loving up there, Gary. They had shots of Yukon Jack in the morning. Okay, with the food. That way you can hang, you can last. You know, protein, little bit of alcohol. You probably would have been real good at that at the Husker table, Damon. You know, in the morning.
Yeah.
A shot of Yukon Jack in the morning with the little steak. Well, it's been real good with you. But all I just want to know, y'all going to Ireland, right? Are they going to be able to use that sound bite that Michael Severe had to you when you said kilt back in the day? Say that one and throw one on for me with a shot, and that'd be it. There you go.
That's the result you're going to get.
Shane, Don said he's going to bring you some sugar-free applesauce. Non-alcoholic applesauce. You good with that?
I don't like applesauce.
Get you some fruit snacks. What else do little kids
I
eat?
literally, I don't like applesauce. I mean, I'd pass on it. It'd be a hard pass.
He's a kid. I've upgraded
to pudding.
Like if I'm gonna have a pudding shot, I'm gonna have something with fuel in it.
Oh.
I've had it one time in my life, and you make it sound like it's like a regular. I go home after the show and open up the fridge, and there's a pudding. I go, woo.
Then you hit me with the sound effects. This is.
Now we can move on with our day.
Wow.
All right.
If they screw us, and this game is not locally between 6 and 8 a.m., this is all for naught. Then we're gonna have to change gears and have to go to different type of things.
I hope they tell us pretty soon.
They will. Today is a big kickoff television network drop day.
Well, let's go.
All right, 7:42. Sarah Baker Hansen, who is a huge advocate of pudding shots. I'm not so sure about non-alcoholic Jello shots, Shane. She's going to join us at 8.
Again, it would just be Jello.
I know, but you gotta emphasize the non-alcoholic. You know, is it the Shirley Temple of Jello shots, Shane?
That's surprised he didn't get up and want to have that. Oh, I get up, kickoff, man. Just give me a Roy Rogers. Woo, get my day started.
You get the whole rest of your day to do whatever you want.
Yeah, okay.
So you're just very
He's pacing himself.
You don't want to be knocked out by the end of the first quarter, is what you're saying.
It's the guy that cuts a burger in half so he doesn't get sleepy. Takes half a sandwich home. Eats 7 fries at a time.
You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, what would I do with a full tray of Jello shots? I mean, would I just save half of it for later? I mean, what? Throw it away?
Have you ever been in a bar where they come around with Jello shots?
I mean, wouldn't you make the full tray if you're going to do it?
Never in my life have I made a Jello shot or pudding. I just consume them if they're offered.
Or
But I've
you
never
use the little
just,
cups.
I've never just slurped Jello out of a cup, unless I'm trying to do like a John Belushi impersonation from Animal House. They better have something in them.
Come on, man.
Exactly.
They better have some fuel.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, hold on, man. Hey, why y'all getting all sugar shame?
Because he's weird.
Sharp betting in the morning. There's a pudding nation out there.
Well, it took the pressure off of you saying Nebraska fans wouldn't be excited for an early morning kick.
Oh, I got them
Hey.
excited. I can get Nebraska fans excited.
They're already going to be excited.
We got 93 days.
Is it Sue already?
Oh, good. Speaking of that, we got to talk about Bo.
He's still mad.
Yeah, he's real mad. Give that man a pudding shot. Just calm him down. All right, 7:45. Sharp and Betting in the morning at 1620 The Zone.
Remember, no matter how you listen, it's still AM radio. 1620 The Zone.
For unmatched cardiac expertise, put your heart in the right place with Nebraska Medicine, where you'll find the most heart advances in the state, telehealth appointments to make your care even more convenient, and a genetics clinic to help avoid future heart issues. With multiple locations, our world-leading care is just a heartbeat from home. For matters of the heart, this is where you begin. Visit nebraskamed.com/heart.
Home is with you wherever that may be.
Here are your 2 big deal cheeseburgers. Enjoy your Sonic.
I love the sauce, don't you? So it's not just ranch. It's got a little zing to it.
Yeah, like a dilly ranch. Don't dilly-dally with this. Get to Sonic.
Don't dilly-dally, run.
The ultimate burger for pickle lovers is here. The Sonic Big Deal Cheeseburger, topped with crispy pickle fries, crinkle-cut pickles, and creamy dilly ranch. Try one for half price when you order online or in the app for a limited time at Sonic. Exclusions apply. See app for details. Limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
Don't miss this week's Zone Deal.
This week's half-off deal is for 2 $25 gift vouchers for the price of 1 from Early Bird Brunch in the Blackstone District and Shadow Lake Town Center. Early Bird's open 7 days a week, offering a variety of fun pancakes, eggs, Benedicts, scrambles, and other delicious brunch options, including mimosas and other adult beverages. That's this week's half-off deal.
Zone deals go fast. 9 a.m. Friday, 1620thezone.com.
Hello, I'm Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. If you've been dissatisfied with your current banking situation, maybe it's time to move to a bank that works to deserve your business. We have an engaged staff that offers exceptional personalized service. We also have a great digital banking platform. We have 2 locations at 108th and Dodge or 202nd and Pacific. So if you're looking for a superior banking relationship, give us a call at 402-827-8100. We'll answer on the first ring. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
1620 The Zone at 1620thezone.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Make sure your AC leaves you in the cold this summer by joining McCarthy's 1-hour heating and air conditioning's Comfort Club. For one low monthly fee, you get a twice yearly AC and furnace inspection, plus discounts on repairs, a 90-day breakdown fee guarantee, and you always go to the front of the line when things get busy. Plus, your fees will never increase for the life of the membership. The weather's getting hot. Stay cool with McCarthy's 1-hour heating and air conditioning. Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. McCarthy's1hour.com.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right, Sharp and Betting in the morning. 1620.
Kind of. Yeah, and you give me with the sound effects.
That was the
you were out there, man.
That was the backyard party that I went to fish fry that they had pudding shots.
And and you spell it like it doesn't have ing on it.
Nope, not today. Pudding.
Pudding.
It's a very versatile word.
Pudding.
You can eat it and you can address somebody like that. Hey, pudding.
That would be Harley Quinn and the Joker.
Pudding.
No, not the dude in Russia. The thing you consume. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Whatever the hell it is.
Somehow, the guy in Russia and Bill Cosby have been connected on the show today.
And I guess I don't.
How come we have not won?
I feel like
Edward
I don't.
R. Murrow
I
award?
don't understand. Like we basically have tainted and contaminated every kid's thing going. Right? We soak Jolly Ranchers. We put stuff in Jell-O. We put stuff in brownies and cookies. Like, why does it have to do with the things like that kids normally consume? Pudding, Jell-O. Like, what's the affinity?
Man, the Jolly Rancher thing was like a
Gummy
11th
bears.
grade thing when I was in high school.
Like,
Gummy bears.
Yeah, people soak gummy bears. It's
Really?
Yeah, why not just like I don't. The texture's gross.
Maybe it makes them taste better.
They really do it with
The gummy bears.
Well, just
Hold on.
maybe the Jell-O, or maybe if somebody put something in applesauce, maybe I would like it. I don't know, because I don't like applesauce, like I said. So maybe that's the mindset behind it. Maybe somebody out there doesn't like the way brownies taste, and they got to put something in it because they think it'll taste better.
Sharpie,
I don't think they're like-
the adult that he is recommending things with whipped cream.
Well, they had whipped cream.
Just wasted cows.
When you're doing a pudding shot,
Kind of like juice, wasted calories.
when you're doing a pudding shot, I don't think you're thinking about, hey, does this have 75 or 100 calories in it?
Oh, no, trust me. There are people that have made quite a living counting calories. Where do you think Mick Ultra came from?
Do I look like somebody that looks like I'm counting calories?
What are the seltzer things? The no sugar and all that. Oh, people care. It clears their conscience when there's smoke.
Mine did not.
At least I didn't have any sugar.
My pudding shot did not come with a label.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even told anybody that.
It was pretty good.
I'm gonna go ahead and doubt it.
It was pretty good. With
Asian Wyatt
it
wants to know.
It was a fireball pudding shot.
Why are you guys discriminating against tapioca?
Oh,
damn right.
You guys
Yes.
gonna lace some tapioca?
Yeah, because I don't want anything chunky in my mouth. All right, so yesterday was a curious thing over in Iowa City. The return man of the year in the Big Ten Conference, yes. I don't like tapioca, so I don't like it. It just doesn't go down smooth. Charlie Jones is going to transfer from Iowa. Anybody kind of curious about the timing?
That is weird.
They made it through spring ball.
Mhm.
He's considered a key part of the Iowa football team in 2022. And now he is going to be looking. Start of summer workouts. He is, grad transfer, so he can, pop out and he can go to wherever. Some people are saying he might go to Purdue. But it comes on the heels also of a freshman defensive back who announced that he will not be entering the University of Iowa. I wonder why now. What happened? Was there a discussion between, because they are a little bit limited now at wide receivers, and an offense which, they have a NFL type tight end.
They'll
The
start
wide
two
receivers, the wide receivers that they
sophomores.
do have are not bad. They're going to have interesting running back. They got to fix their quarterback position. But it's just the timing is really, really odd for someone that is a frontline guy for Iowa.
Yeah, Bruce.
Maybe he woke up.
Johnson and Laporta are a pretty good three, but they do need more.
But I wonder if Charlie Jones woke up and he said, "Oh my God, it's going to be another year of playing in the Brian Ferentz offense."
It can't be any worse than Buffalo.
I don't know. The guy had been at Iowa. He done work. The timing is very curious. Just why now? Because summer workouts are starting. Like what happened between spring football and now that a guy that is all Big Ten return guy, 21 catches, 300 plus yards, 3 touchdowns. And again, they are what, down to 5 scholarship wide receivers, I believe?
Yeah.
Would all of a sudden leave right now?
May 25th. Maybe he knew he was doing it and just made it official. I mean, because he's not operating under those constraints. Because, like you said, a graduate track. I mean,
He can go whenever he wants to go.
He can do his thing.
Telling you, you check guys their course load this summer. Figure out what they're going to do. I know the timing is kind of curious. Maybe didn't want to play in that offense.
I don't know.
But he will have a couple of options. It's also really late. Like you're to the end of May. Like you're going to have to get somewhere, start summer conditioning right away, and also find a place that has room for you. But he'll have some interest. But Purdue appears to be somebody that is on his radar. That would be his third school, Buffalo, Iowa, and then wherever he's going to end up next. So Charlie Jones is on the move from Iowa. We are on the move. Sarah Baker Hansen is going to join us here in a little bit. I just saw a tweet that you responded to.
I just don't know what's going on. I don't. I'm genuinely, unless people are just messing with me, I am gonna think different about a lot of you. The hype man, he's on Zima and Jolly Ranchers. Why?
What are we back in high school?
I mean, just he has to be joking. Like, why? Why?
Lots of love for red beers for the Nebraska Northwestern game that may start at 6 a.m.
That's
local
pretty.
time.
That's pretty popular.
Yeah, it's a Nebraska thing.
That's pretty popular.
Very, very. It's a big Nebraska thing. I'd never seen it until I moved here, and still have never done it.
So we were playing in Sioux City at the arena, whatever it was, month and a half ago, and they have a little spot upstairs for folks, and there were a lot of people up there that had red beers. Well, it's limited. You know,
I'm just not
I don't like tomato juice, and I don't.
Yeah,
like
I'm
beer,
not
so
pouring that in my beer.
Okay,
anyway. But I'm also not I was not born here. I just live here.
So it's a Nebraska thing.
It's the first place that I ever saw red beers was Nebraska.
I might be. I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about it.
But to each their own. I'm not a tomato juice person. All right, coming up, Sarah Baker Hansen. We got lots of questions off of this segment and about hospital food. This may or may not be the last time she ever joins us. Also, Stephen M. Sipple is back. The last time he'll be with us before his new job.
Life is all about choices. Veggies or meat, sleep in or
Don't let the weather fool you. I've been outside 3 out of the last 5 days on the grill. If that's you, maybe you're getting ready for Memorial Day. Maybe you're pretty excited about some tailgating opportunities for that big baseball tournament down the street. Maybe it's Father's Day, and you're like, you know what? I need some buns to go with my protein when I'm out here chilling and grilling. Rotella's has got you covered. So many options. Brioche and Kaiser and gluten-free and brat buns and hamburger buns and hot dog buns. You need something for every type of protein. Rotella's has got you covered. 100 plus years in the business, providing for you, the customer, what you want. They're willing to provide. They consider it a privilege to give you the versatility and options to get that grill game right. Take advantage of the opportunities. You can stop on out at your nearest grocer or visit rotellasbakery.com. Halftime, Sharp and Benny in the morning on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Brought to you by Har Cigars, Pipes, and Lounge. Want to enjoy a nice cigar, maybe a pipe, a nice cocktail. Certainly won't be any pudding. Har Cigars, Pipes, and Lounge has got you covered. Great location off the North 48th Street exit into Mormon Bridge Road.
We
What do you
welcome in Omaha's favorite foodie, Sarah Baker Hansen. We got lots of questions, so I hope you're ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I don't
Quite an
know. Hey,
opener.
some I'm not vouching for. Right, this is just no idea what
So,
is going on.
I'm ready. I don't know what's coming. But
I have had beers with your husband before, but I know that both of you like to dabble in some fine cognac and some good craft beer.
true every once in a while.
Okay, so here's our question. So there,
Okay.
at some point this morning, they're going to announce the kickoff time for the game in Dublin for Nebraska Northwestern on August 27th. And it has a chance to be here locally between 6 and 8 a.m., which means people will be consuming the red beer, pudding shots, Shane's non-alcoholic Jello shots, or whatever they may find.
What is a pudding? What? Wait.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
No.
No.
Don't-
Let her.
Hey,
no.
do not let him kill your spirit. If you have questions,
She did it
I
on
have
her own.
answers.
She did it on her own. She's like me.
No.
Go ahead, Sarah.
What is a pudding shot?
Okay, so I went to
Nonsense.
a fish fry last month in somebody's backyard. Actually, really, really nice person. It's a huge event, huge neighborhood event. They have their own fireball machine, the alcohol. And so they have pudding shots. So it is basically pudding that has alcohol in it. It's essentially a Jello shot, but it is pudding. And it was the first time I ever had it. It wasn't bad. So I brought it up this morning, and Damon is not a pudding fan. So he's out of the discussion right away.
I'm bothered by this. I'm bothered by the
Me
idea.
too.
Now, are you intrigued by the idea, or are you simply bothered? Because if you're intrigued, then we can hook you up.
I mean, you know me. I will try anything once, but I just really don't know if I want my pudding to be in shot. I don't know. That just sounds like a really weird combination.
It made absolutely no sense, and he was kind of making fun of me for being taken aback by it. I'm like, I get it right now. Social media is showing me these rum chata pudding shots. Like, at what point do you?
Bailey's one.
At what point does it defeat the purpose of what you're like? What's the end game?
I don't know. And also, why is pudding a morning food?
Well, I think we're just going after we've gone all full in on alcohol when this game starts at 7 a.m.
And you really just let him slide in non-alcoholic Jello? It would just be Jello.
Jello.
That was not me. For the record, that was not me. That was Shane. I prefer if I'm going to have a Jello shot, which I haven't had like in 15 years, I would like something in it. Yes.
I'm not going to have either of those. I'm just going to stick with a good old-fashioned Bloody Mary.
Yeah, it makes sense. I was telling these guys day before yesterday at the grocery store, I saw non-alcoholic mimosas. And I'm thinking to myself,
just orange juice.
That's what I said.
Yes, thank you.
I said, why isn't it just orange juice?
This is the weirdest conversation.
Oh, we're not. Hey, we're not. Hey, we missed you last week. Wait till we go to the next segment. But one final thing. Am I wrong to think that the red beer is a Nebraska thing?
That's a really good question. I can't. I've been to Nebraska games in other states, and I've been to a Bears-Packers game once, and I don't remember seeing anyone drinking a red beer.
I might be onto something.
So that's my only indication of that it might be. But I don't know. I think we should put that out on Twitter and see what people say. If anyone would know that, it would be your following on Twitter.
So Matthew handles most of the mixology that goes on in the household?
I would say that's for the most part true, yes.
And you're pretty much, it's whatever, like you just trust his judgment because he knows your palate.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, The only things I don't really like are peaty scotch, and I don't like mezcal. So sort of the smoky category doesn't appeal to me, but he loves that. So that's the only thing that he would probably make for himself and not make for me.
Okay. Okay.
All right,
We've never pudding shots have never been on the menu.
Yeah, it's smart people.
And never will be.
Smart people.
All right, we'll see you at the College World Series. We'll find a tailgate. Now here's the next thing. So here, I'm going to let Damon set this up because Damon started it, and it lasted about 2 hours on the show about hospitals and their food.
Well, I didn't know this
on Twitter.
Right.
So on Twitter.
I just got an email. It was kind of random. We were talking about just inexpensive places to kind of eat that have pretty quality food. And so I got an email and I read it out loud. It was basically saying, hey, did you know such and such has fantastic food? It's pretty affordable. And it was better than I thought. They've got great Rice Krispie treats as well. And so I read it. And apparently, I just don't get out enough to eat hospital food because the whole thing took off.
Yeah.
I mean, I have personal knowledge of several chefs that have gone to take cooking jobs at a hospital is one example, but at, for example, Google campus or Facebook campus or the Union Pacific cafeteria. I know several chefs who have gone that route either permanently or for a spell in their careers. And, it's a lot of times because the hours of most restaurants are so demanding and the hours of a hospital cafeteria or a corporate cafeteria just aren't as demanding. And, historically you have a sort of a built-in audience of hungry people. So I would believe that absolutely.
Yeah. So then we had people that have been at the numerous hospitals around the area, including
directors,
doctors that say, yeah, our cafeteria. Now some still have some, restrictions on visitors with COVID and everything.
Sure.
But they said our cafeteria has stepped up where the food is really, really good. It's inexpensive, but it is top notch. So
yeah,
I mean, we were like, whoa. So if you'd like to do a hospital food tour,
I'm game. I'm game.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as there's no pudding involved, which seems like a hospital cafeteria food, I'll do it.
So Sarah, on a scale of, Shane is like super happy. The guy that uttered the phrase non-alcoholic Jello shots. On a scale of 1 to 10, Sarah, I'm probably a 12 that Koji will be opening, even though Schwartz's Deli was kind of my jam.
Yeah.
The Yoshitomo kind of, what would you call it? It's not a spinoff, maybe?
It's kind of I've actually been to Koji, and it is similar in some ways to Yoshitomo in that it does have sushi. It has some, if you've been to Yoshitomo, it has some dishes that you've seen or had before, but the main focus is actually yakitori, which is Japanese cooked meats that are on skewers that are cooked over a fire, kind of a barbecue situation. And so they have a whole menu of yakitori. First time that I have ever seen yakitori anywhere in Omaha. And owner and chef Dave Utterback told me that yakitori is one of the things he loves to eat, and when he travels, that's kind of the first thing he looks for in a city.
Wow.
And Omaha didn't have it, and so he's bringing it to us. So it's kind of interesting that it's the second location. It's obviously over in Countryside Village, further west. He's probably going to be getting a little bit of a different audience, but he's also put a really different and really new to Omaha spin on it. So I think that's pretty cool.
Pros and cons, right? Because it's located next to one of my other favorites in Timber. You can get some variety and get it maybe quick on the go, but you like the setup of kind of that foot traffic?
Yeah, I mean, I think Countryside Village, they've announced they got Koji's open, and they're going to do a brick and mortar location of Moose Pizza, which is a food truck that often is parked in Exarban, which I like very much.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how that area starts to take off in terms of food and bev offerings that really haven't been over there in a while. I'm excited to see kind of how it transforms the area.
Hey, as this as our town grows and either it expands downtown or Blackstone or Exarban Village or some of the different neighborhoods, niche neighborhoods that are popping up or way out west, if you have, let's say you're doing a sushi restaurant, or let's say you're opening up a restaurant, Sarah, where are you looking now? You only have one location. What area of Omaha right now catches your eye to start maybe a new concept with a restaurant?
It's really, and I think the sort of, if you think about Blackstone and if you think about, downtown, there's a big concentration of food in those areas. And then really, if you start to think about West Omaha, like especially recently, a lot of the concepts that have originally opened in really heavily in Blackstone have opened way out west. Like the other day, Matthew and I were driving back from, McCook, Nebraska, where we were for a couple of days. We gave a talk there, and we took the sort of off the beaten path route back, and I saw a Noli location in Gretna.
Yep.
And so it's very interesting to me, think about the ramen, the Ika Ramen opening out west. I mean, he's really, Jose, who runs several restaurants, is really taking all those midtown and downtown concepts and putting them out west. And I really find, this Countryside Village is kind of in the middle of those, right? It's at like 86th and Pacific. And I think that sort of middle area of Omaha, kind of west of 72nd, but not as far west as your Dante's and your new sort of midtown restaurants that are opening second locations. I feel like this sort of middle area of Omaha is kind of really ripe for some locally owned new restaurants.
Yeah,
When you start to think about that area, there are some that have been there a long time, but there really aren't a lot of new concepts opening in that part of the city. And I think the Countryside Village example is a really good one of how the middle area of Omaha can start to see some new places.
We were talking, this was a couple of weeks ago. We were talking, it seems like, and maybe it's just me, that Midtown seems to have lost some of its restaurants, right? Like
a lot of store.
It looks like there's some fronts that are empty now. Have you kind of, like, what do you think happened with the calculating in what was going to be a booming area? Is it as simple as Blackstone? Is it the other areas around upping their game? Like, what do you think happened there?
I think Dundee was pretty, remarkably hit during the pandemic. And I think it's starting to come back. I think a lot of people don't realize that the Dundee Dell has reopened under new ownership and has a whole new look and feel and a really cool menu that nods to its past, but, really is kind of different and new. I think Dario Chicky is working really hard to keep his two concepts going in the area, but that area of Omaha really feels like it got transformed a little bit by the pandemic. I think Benson is still really booming. I think there's a lot of places over there that are still really, really doing well. But yeah, I mean, it is interesting to see how the ebb and flow of Midtown and kind of how it's changed in the past couple of years. And I do think that Dundee is kind of the biggest area that we've seen change.
Hey, you spend a lot of time with local restaurants, but help me here. So for the first time, maybe ever, Damon might know this if he's read the article, Arby's is going into burgers.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Why?
I have no idea. That does not appeal to me in the least. But, I guess I think that people want something that's affordable, that's large in size. I think they must have done some market testing to see whether or not people would be interested in that. I mean, their whole tagline is about meat, so, maybe it fits with their customer base. I mean, we saw with the burger bracket that we had 64 and probably could have done 120 burgers from local restaurants in Omaha. So I don't think anyone in Omaha should be too excited about an Arby's burger when you can get a burger at the Drover. That's how I feel about it, personally.
So if you're, what are you, just don't strike me as the fast food type to begin with, but how do they keep up, right? Like, what are you looking for if you're going to get something kind of quick and on the fly?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna eat, I guess, fast food, I veer more toward like the Paneras, or if I'm gonna do something like more of a burger and fries, I would always go for Runza, because I think Runza does a really great burger, and it's the Nebraska based. I mean, it is fast food, but I always feel like their cheeseburger, I think, is a really solid choice, and sometimes I even get it over a Runza.
Hey, how many times do you go to a place and you go, wow, they have way too much on their menu. They're really, really good in this area, but they try and do everything and except not just focusing on like steak, they do well and excelling in that. They want to give you chicken, they want to give you fish, they want to give you hamburgers, they want to give you all this other stuff that you go, wow, this is way too much on the menu.
Yeah, I mean, I think the dead giveaway for me is when there's a chicken pasta on the menu. In my experience, that chicken pasta has no business being there. It always sucks. It's always bad. And just don't do it. Like, just because one customer asks for it doesn't mean it needs to be there. And I always feel like to me, that's kind of like the dead giveaway of, we have something for everyone. Like, maybe don't have something for everyone. Like, it's okay, not to do that. If somebody wants pasta, they should go to a place that does pasta really well versus wanting it at every place. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So what's next? This is getting ready to be. It's your season. It's patio time. You get to eat outside, and you're downtown. Like, what's next?
So I actually have. Well, I can't mention either of them today, but I have two really big things that happened in the past couple of weeks that I cannot wait to tell you both about. So next time we talk, those things will be known, and we are going to have a lot of things to be discussing. So that's my teaser. I can't wait to share those with you. Big things are coming for my website, and big things are coming for next year's bracket. I can tell you those.
Oh, can't wait! Hey, and by the way, pass along the bombshells. Just Flatwater Free Press and Matt. Those guys just doing a fantastic job. Boy, that housing deal.
I know. Isn't that wild?
That was unbelievable. And now, like, what's trickled from it? I just saw 2 segments on the news in back-to-back days in terms of how people are going to try to fight back. It is, wow, that was eye-opening. Good on them.
Yeah. If you missed the Flatwater Free Press expose on housing in Omaha, you can find it at flatwaterfreepress.org. There's my PR work for my husband's project.
He's going to have to make it a good trade.
It is worth it. That is there's some really, really good people that are working on that, including your husband.
They're doing some important journalism over there.
Sarah, we appreciate it as always. Thanks for putting up with us. We've got
this was the best start I've had to a day all week. I learned
nice.
I learned something new.
And I'm just glad you don't make fun of us for asking ridiculous questions.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, you've gotten us excited for your future announcement, and we look forward to talking to you in a couple weeks.
All right, sounds good.
That's Sarah Baker Hansen. You can follow her on Twitter at SBH Omaha.
All right, so apparently,
as long as there's no pudding involved.
Exactly.
Why we're burying the fact that Shane said non-alcoholic Jello shots? All I said is one time I had a pudding shot, and now you make it sound like I'm an advocate for Bill Cosby.
Pudding pops. Apparently, mimosas have non-alcoholic champagne, and non-alcoholic champagne is a thing. It's a big thing. So I'm reading an article right now of the 11 best non-alcoholic bubblies. So maybe that's what's in Shane's mimosas.
So you can get a mimosa that's non-alcoholic. I mean, that sounds really good.
What? Are you on permanent delay? I just told you.
I wanted to say when you were talking about that earlier, that sounds really good.
A non-alcoholic mimosa?
Yeah.
It was on the top shelf too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you looking on the top shelf for?
I wasn't even really looking on that side. It's in the same side as the
figuratively or just like literally.
And
like some shelf I couldn't get to.
Again, remember, I like minimal calories. I just need ice. I'm not into juice. I don't need any of that. Sadly. Low maintenance, man. Keep it moving. If you can do neat and have ice, I may be your guy. Yeah, it's on the opposite side of the bread.
Texter Kelly Ann.
Oh, don't get her started.
I've got your recipes for breakfast Jello shots. It's not a shot if you have to use a spoon to eat it. There was nobody using a spoon to eat a pudding shot. They were using the.
Well, the ones that she brought for the CWS a couple of years ago had such high content, they barely gelled.
Yeah. And we were also yeah, it's past the statute of limitations. It was also like at 7:15 that we were.
Time,
boss.
Time is overrated.
Mimosa, Kahlua, and coffee, screwdriver, and peach Bellini will be on the menu.
Hell to the
Is that what
victors.
she's doing? Oh, figures.
Yes, indeed.
The whole dark stuff is just not.
We got beer by.
It's heavy.
Yes, I'm
Pressure's on.
like, but everybody's going to be like, oh, they're playing in Ireland. Let's do Guinness. I can't do a lot of Guinness.
Do you keep clicking refresh to see if it's like what start time it is?
Absolutely.
I am told that it'll be coming up here within the hour. Like there will be the first in the college football world of start times that'll start trickling out.
I can't wait.
You're dang right.
It's important. It's important. They should have it like a scheduled show on Big Ten Network, but they got to get ready for baseball at 9 a.m.
Hey, and our main man, Joey, he said he was just going to ask about the Arby's burger in our Equitable Bank Zone inbox. He said, man, I was going to ask y'all and to ask Sarah about the Arby's burger. He said a lot of people on the Facebook page for Omaha food lovers have been raving about it.
That's what I've heard. Like a national, it was ABC this morning. They did a review, and the guy was blown away.
Yeah.
For first time in 58 years, Arby's has had a hamburger on there.
Somebody tweeted it to me. It
menu.
might have been the Amazing Dan. It was somebody tweeted it to me a couple of days ago, but
it's just one of those I go to Arby's, you get roast beef, and now you're getting a hamburger.
No, you get the meat me. Meat Mountain.
You would know more. I don't go to Arby's hardly at all.
Not
that I have anything against it, but I just don't. It's not one of my stops.
Like if if I was going to do fast food on the regular, Arby's would definitely be in the rotation. They have almost every kind of meat. It'd be in the rotation. Even I'm still mad that they don't have the potato cakes.
They got rid of them?
Yeah, they do crinkle fries. Which which would be the last. No, steak fries would be last, but crinkle fries are way down.
So talk about like mixing things. Like you don't expect a hamburger to be on an Arby's menu.
Mm-hmm.
Can you help me with this? And they're great people. They listen to our show, by the way, because when I run into them, does anybody pause and wonder how does Romeo's work when you combine Mexican food and pizza? Is there a story behind that?
Did you not see the meltdown when Taco Bell got rid of their pizza?
Yeah, but it just like they are a true pizza and Mexican restaurant that goes together, and they've been
weird combinations.
They're all over the place. They're right here, and they're in Omaha one. That just nobody is like, because like when you're a newcomer and you hear that commercial, which they got a very catchy commercial, you go, how does Mexican food and pizza go together?
Not your typical restaurant.
Huh.
Yeah, they made that.
That's one of the great jingles of all time.
They made that work. How does
they
Pizza Ranch make fried chicken and pizza work?
That makes more sense to me.
Does it?
Yeah, like chicken and pizza and ice cream. But Mexican food and pizza doesn't seem like to me that would go together. But yet they have done it for a long time, and they're successful.
On our JTech
because are you getting both? Like you go to Romeo's, are you going to get like a taco and a pepperoni pizza?
I need you to read this tweet. I need you to read it out loud too. The one from Fremont Fred. Go ahead.
No. You should know that anything that Fred tweets at the show,
you have to read it like 5 times to make sure.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read it?
Yes.
This is the worst thing I've ever heard of. Non-alcoholic mimosas.
No.
I'm not reading the other one.
Okay. Yeah. Well, never mind.
Yeah. All right, Fred.
My man has no governor.
Yeah. Thanks for playing. Tana writes in the Equitable Bank inbox, we've made Oreo, cheesecake, and rum chata shots. They're good, and it's like a dessert during the summer at a cookout or something outside.
Okay, so I could at least see the method to the madness, right? Like he's looking for a dessert feel. And you want to still be able to partake.
Now, these were brought out after most people had eaten.
Yeah.
All right. I see. I got you. Chris wants to know, Shane, aren't you just eating Jell-O at this point? Why call it a Jell-O shot? You are just having a really small bowl of Jell-O. The shot portion of Jell-O shot comes from the alcohol. Chris is just trying. He's catching up here.
Yeah, but what if you were? I mean, when you take the shot, don't you just take the whole thing at once? Compared to like if you were eating it,
And you just
in
spoon it?
essence, you're, as Damon would say, spooning it.
Do you use a fork?
Or using a fork. I mean,
No, do
isn't that
do you eat Jell-O with a spoon or a fork?
isn't that the difference right there? You're just taking the shot. You're going through the actions.
You eat Jell-O with a spoon, right? Or you
Mm.
do not buy Jell-O?
I don't buy Jell-O. But if I was to eat Jell-O like once every 4 years or whatever, like, oh, that looks good when you're at the restaurant, the buffet, maybe.
You know how I'm doing a Jell-O shot? I'm grabbing it at the bottom, I'm squeezing it, and I'm sucking.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the difference right there. So you're not really just eating it. You're doing the shot.
I'm not really interested in eating a Jell-O shot if I'm going to have one, and I haven't had one like in 25 years.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not spending a lot of time on it.
Exactly.
I want to get in, I want to get out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the difference right there. Whereas if you're eating Jell-O, it's on the plate there, and you're just.
I'm like Damon. I'm like Damon here. Damon likes to be efficient. I'm efficient. I just like to get in and get out.
Eating Jell-O is not efficient compared to doing the Jell-O shot.
I'm also not 5 years old.
Sometimes.
Well, that's good. 5-year-olds should not be doing Jell-O shots. I'm just saying.
No, you would wonder probably about the parent.
Yeah.
I would think. I think that would come into play.
Yeah.
Like the state of Nebraska might be visiting you if your kid is doing Jell-O shots at 5.
Hey, James said his kids get that pizza occasionally. Don't sleep on it.
No, I've been there a few times. Again, they're great listeners. It's an interesting concept that goes together. But like when you don't live here and you're looking for places to go to eat and you see a place that does Mexican food and pizza, that just doesn't seem like it goes together. And then you try it and you're like, oh, good.
Dude,
I've
you got to watch Hyder. Did you see what he just tweeted? He says, if you're eating on our Tech Construction Zone Twitter feed, if you're eating Jell-O shots with a spoon, you're an alcoholic. That's not partying. That's just hanging out. I was talking about regular Jell-O that comes in the cups. Oh, he's wild, man. Again, another one of those guys you gotta read first.
Hey, suffice it to say, we are not degenerates. We're just
no,
disgusting.
Shane is about as pious as it gets. I mean, my man said 7 a.m. non-alcoholic Jell-O shots, baby.
I'm about to go get it.
The start times are coming. I've just been told that the start times networks are coming here soon. Stephen M. Sipple is coming before this hour is over. Next hour, I mean, we've been talking food. We're going to combine all of your pleasures, Damon.
Well,
your meat and any question that is out there. We're going to give away a griddle today.
Yeah.
So you can,
yes, we are.
Make your stuffed pancakes in.
Hey, somebody gave us back a grill, so we have another one to give away.
What?
Yeah.
They didn't like it?
I don't know.
What happened there?
He maybe
I don't think that doesn't sound good. They didn't like the grill. They gave it back to us, or maybe they already have that grill.
Shane may know more. I don't know.
He already had a couple of portable grills, and he just thought maybe that since he already had 2, he wanted to kind of share the wealth.
Could we
and
give him
it back?
Could we give him a griddle instead?
We don't have any. No, I mean,
Hey, stop complicating things live on air, man. Why would you just throw Shane a curveball?
Sorry. Very nice of the person.
You could throw me a Jell-O shot. That'd be good.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Non-alcoholic.
Call Kellyanne. She'll bring you some pudding. Grown up.
I don't even know what the FCS is.
Me neither.
We'll give away a griddle, and it's Ask Us Anything that after today's show will probably be wild. That's coming up 9:30. Chance to win it.
I'm not even doing it.
Oh, I did all the questions last week. You got
No, you didn't.
Yeah. Oh, I went in depth.
Phony baloney.
Your chance to win a gift card from Oscar's Pizza and Grill. That's coming up at 9:30. We're back. Bo is back. We'll tell you why he's still angry. That's coming up next.
Hey, Zone TV is now live at 1620 The Zone. Watch us live and see what's happening behind the scenes. That's weekdays. That's 6A to 6P. That's a lot of television watching. No matter how you listen or watch, it's still AM radio at 16 to 20 The Zone TV live at 1620thezone.com. Brought to you by Tickets for Less. Sharpie's thoughts for less.
Oh, I got lots of thoughts. Lots of grievances. Bo
Yes,
Pelini
indeed.
has lots of grievances. Coach Bo, he's kind of tied himself in with Will Compton and Bussin' with the Boys and Barstool and all of that. And so Bo's got a podcast that's coming out with his son, actually. And so he was with the Barstool guys yesterday. Pretty lengthy, kind of Bo's life and things about Nebraska. So it's kind of centered on the 2009 championship, which he'll never get over. He is going to be angry until the day he's gone.
He had something taken from him. I think that's how he feels.
I mean, extremely angry. But there's also some other things. So don't just focus on that. If you want to hear, if you want to listen to his entire thing with PFT, he talked about Stanley Jean-Baptiste making the position change. He also talked about there was a player that played at Nebraska that once asked why they water the AstroTurf.
I want to know who that was.
There's a lot of questions out there.
I definitely want to know who that is.
Said, like we all think, Ndamukong Suh is the best player that has ever played for him. And kind of hinted that they missed an opportunity because of that defense in 2009. But a lot of it focused on the way the 2009 Big 12 championship game ended against Texas. And, he went all in on they wanted Texas in the championship game. It was a screw job. Time should have ran out. All of those things that he has said before. But I think there's another part of, and again, Bo will always be angry about that. Any interview that you bring that up, you're going to get the same result. But you know what? I also think that when he looks back in his career, and he's not coaching this year, is that was his golden, not only for like Nebraska football, but Bo's golden opportunity, either to get out, to use it in a short amount of time. You'd been here for 2 years. All of a sudden, you've won a Big 12 championship game. And if you want to leave, you are a prime commodity. Or I win in my second year, and I can do anything I want, even more. But I think adding to his resume where he could have left for any job or gotten attention if he wanted to pull the ripcord at Nebraska, I think it's a thing that sticks with him as well. When I hear him talk about the anger that he has for that football game.
He's aged beautifully too. Seriously. I mean, he's become kind of funny.
Yep.
He's just kind of laid in the cut and let things kind of take its course. And now he's back, but he's actually pretty funny.
Clint, no surprise here. Clint is a big Bo fan in the Equitable Bank inbox.
Dookie Clint.
Yes. He said, surprise, Bo is mad. Don't go away, mad. Just go away.
Well, what's his brother have to say about that? I'm sure they've had a couple of knockdown dragouts. Can you imagine just fighting with your brother over a coach?
It happens.
Yeah. Old Dookie Clint.
Were you in the locker room? I didn't see him there.
Yes, it does happen.
What are you
It's
trying
happening
to
right
do?
now.
Yeah.
Probably not as much, not as knockdown drag out as. But Bo at Nebraska has aged very, very well.
Oh, yeah.
I could end up on the moon tomorrow.
Yeah, yes, he could.
I mean, his
Just trying to have a little bit of
tenure at Nebraska seems to take on a whole different level of enthusiasm and excitement.
Look
and
how
some
his
changes.
players talk about him.
Yeah.
I mean, they just call him Coach Bo.
Mm-hmm. And Will Compton has helped his profile, because I don't know that Bo will ever coach again.
Yeah, I don't either.
Not on the
but,
Power 5 level.
I mean, just a platform, I think, for people to know how he feels. I've said this from the jump. He is fantastic one-on-one. Just sitting there talking. He's amazing. He can hold court. He's funny.
Oh, we always talked about that at the round table at the Big Ten Media Days, or Big 12 Media Days. That was when he was in his element. But he didn't trust anybody here.
No, I know. Yeah.
I mean, he's got to have people that he trusts in his life. And then, hey, this is not oh my God, feel bad for Bo. I'm just pointing out, if you listen to this, there's more than just the Texas thing. But I think, when he's pursuing other jobs or wants his name to be mentioned for other jobs, that 09 would have gotten him the ticket that he wanted to get out of Nebraska, or be able to have more power and more say in what I'm doing and be able to trump whoever I'm working for, because I have an 09 Big 12 championship and you're number 2 on my resume.
Bo, I think
nobody ever asked him, by the way, nobody ever asked him, like, in these settings, and I know the 09 Texas game, the way it ended, is sexier, but what were you doing in the 2010 Big 12 championship game?
I could totally see Bo being great one-on-one, but I think with Bo, and some people are just like this, like if they're put in a high intense moment, whatever that moment is, it takes them a while to wind down from it. And you catch Bo after a game in a press conference on the sideline, he's still wound up. I mean, I've only been there once in a press conference live one time, and he looked like he was just going to run you over. I mean, he looked like he seriously did. He was wound up.
Oh,
Bo. And I mean, it just takes it. There's some people out there that are
Can
like
you
it.
imagine Bo just trucking Shane?
Like if I asked a question, yo, Bo,
Put your hands out. You try to shoot your hands.
I can guarantee you, Shane, if you started with yo, that would not end well. He would talk you down.
He would talk me down.
He would talk you
But
down.
that's what I'm saying. Some people are just it takes them a while to just wind down. So it would have been interesting to have seen him more often, like Damon was saying, in the one-on-one situation. And obviously it wasn't on a game day, and obviously that isn't necessarily right after practice. I mean, you almost got to set the stuff up, and in that situation, he was probably really good.
I feel like we're about ready to go into the 8th year since Bo was here.
No. And Josh says if he wins in 09 or 010, he likely gets the Ohio State job in 11, which was the rumor.
Right there. Or Penn State or Miami or whatever he was pursuing.
Well, he's answered that.
I read
I
about
don't know
it.
what people believe about the Miami thing, but he's talked about that a few times. I don't know. Depends on your vantage point, I guess.
All right. Stephen M. Sipple's got an interesting vantage point on everything. He is coming up next. This is his last appearance on Sharp and Betting in the Morning as an unemployed guy. He'll have a job next week, June 1. How do you think he'll announce his new job?
Oh, just with a tweet.
You think he'll do a video?
Scott, Steve Sipple.
Just a tweet.
He's coming next.
Get lasting joint pain relief without surgery. If that's what you're after, no drugs, no downtime. New options are here. They're available. Regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics. It's a real thing. Talking about biologic therapies, this is the most exciting medical development in years. These remarkable regenerative treatments actually encourage your own body to help heal the damaged tissue in your joints. Pro athletes have done this for years. Now it's available for folks like us. If you've been struggling with knee, back, shoulder, hip pain, arthritis of any kind, you need to check out the exciting natural alternative with incredible patient satisfaction reports. Restorative biological therapies at QC Kinetics are here. Effective treatments for chronic joint pain with no drugs and no surgery. Call for a free consultation now. Learn all about the regenerative options available to help you get pain-free. Call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics now at 402-205-4960. That's 402-205-4960.
All right, Sharp Betting in the morning, and we welcome in Steven_Sipple, sports writer for 30-plus years, most of it covering Nebraska football. His new position will be announced June 1. In the meantime, everybody, at Steven_Sipple, his DMs are wide open.
It's hard telling in the press box.
And now he joins us now. Good morning.
How are you guys doing this
Good.
morning?
Are you excited for next week? That's a whole new chapter in your long, illustrious life.
Yeah, I mean, I think, excited is a good way to put it. And it's, I don't know, June's going to be big for the Nebraska football program. I always say I've never been more interested in Nebraska football than I am right now. So yeah, and that all goes, that's what I'm covering. So let's keep it at that. But I don't mind saying I've never been more interested in what's going on than I am right now.
Hey, Sip, where would you rank this relative to what has to get done for Coach Frost and this staff versus the manner in which they chose to do it, plugging holes immediately via the portal? What kind of casino game would this be? Is this high risk?
Yeah, it's high risk. I mean, anytime if you just think about it this way, I don't know, would you agree that when you look at Nebraska's roster, most really any roster, there's a core, at Nebraska we'll say 100 to 120 players. Now, Nebraska has signed 33 since December. You're talking about a quarter of that number that I threw out. I mean, it's a major percentage, and you're counting on a lot of those guys. You're counting on, I don't know, you can come up with 8 starters pretty easily, I think, out of the transfer portal guys. Yeah, it's high risk. It's interesting because there's all these offshoot conversations. I mean, there's a coaching element to this that's really interesting to me. I don't know about you, but it's interesting. For instance, Mike Dawson, Eric Chenander, you have 3 critical players coming in just up front. O'Shawn Mathis, Devin Drew, and Stephon Wynn. That the assimilation has to happen really quickly, and there's a lot that goes into that. Learning the defense, being comfortable with the guys around you, and then by the way, I don't know that you can hand positions to these guys. They gotta go earn it. So that's got to happen. What kind of shape are they in? There's a lot that goes into this sort of thing. So I think it's definitely high risk.
What's the biggest, in your opinion, known of this upcoming season? There's a lot of unknown, but the biggest known that you're not losing any sleep over because you know that this will happen or they've got this taken care of.
That's a really good question. I mean,
He was due.
Positionally, I feel really good about the corner position. Quentin Newsome starting. I'd go that. Hey, Gary, that's about where I'd go. I'd go to the Quentin Newsome, Braxton Clark, Tommy Hill, that threesome, however it's shaped. Well, Quentin Newsome's going to be a starter. And he's trending toward being an NFL player. Yeah, I'd say I feel now that you ask, I don't mind saying I feel really good about the corner position. And then right after that, I think you have to feel pretty good about inside linebacker position, although depth I think is something that's somewhat of a concern, not a major. I wouldn't classify as major. But yeah, those 2 positions.
That's interesting because you could maybe convince me of corners like in the top 3. I do like the inside backer one. Can you separate corners from safeties when you look at how the thing has to be kind of intertwined? Because the safety position is very concerning.
Yeah.
At least for me, right? Because I coach those guys, right? So I want an alignment assignment technique. I want to know how to get lined up. What's my assignment, and then what's my technique? Like that's critical.
It is. I trust Fisher to a pretty high degree, although he's not out there. So yeah, you're talking about Miles Farmer and Marquise Buford, who obviously inside that program, they seem to feel really good about those guys. Noah Pullett-Gates, Deshaun Singleton. They bring in Kane Williams. I might be missing somebody in that. Well, Gifford, you have to probably put in that conversation, although he's prominent in the nickel discussion. I do separate them. I understand that inherent in the conversation is that those all go together, but I'll separate them for the sake of this conversation. I guess the best way to put it is I feel better about corner than safety.
Yeah.
Any position group on the offensive side?
Tight end. I mean, if they had Thomas Fedoni available and your top two were Vokalek and Fedoni, I'd feel pretty good about it. I think some of those young guys, the kid from Aurora, Borkircher, has come pretty far, pretty fast. I like that kid from Prep too, who splashed in the
AJ Rollins
in the spring game. AJ Rollins, yeah. And then those two are the top two freshmen, Borkircher and Rollins. And I want to make something clear here. I feel really good about Vokalek. Now, if Fedoni were healthy and able to play right away this season, I'd feel really good about the tight end position. But you just basically got one proven guy, and it's not like he's proven at a super high level. He had 11 catches last year. So I'm going back to. I'd be interested in what Damon says. The position group I feel best about is corner.
Sip, let me ask you something. With all the portal additions that Nebraska had, and we've talked about, infusing talent, how much of it can we separate, or do you think you'll be able to separate if you don't get the type of quarterback play you want?
Oh, yeah. That gets pretty complicated, right? Well, don't you have to go in that conversation? You got to go right to the running back position. And could that position alleviate pressure on a quarterback if he's not performing at the level you thought? Do you have that? Do you have those type of running backs right now? And that's hard to say. I think we liked what we saw and heard about Grant. I mean, if Yant is really ready to turn the corner, you have to at the very least say that's very intriguing. I like Rahmir a lot. I just don't know if I like him as the number one guy who you're going to feed 20 times, that conventional number one. I don't know I don't even know if they regard him as that type of back. He's got to be used. I never will leave Rahmir out of this conversation because I love him. I like that kid. I like the way he catches the ball. And you know what? I like the way he runs the ball. I like the way he runs the ball between the tackles. But he's just limited because he's very small. I mean, he's especially by Big Ten standards. But I like what they have at that position. I would like to think it can be a strength, but you can't say it unequivocally, because Yant hasn't done it consistently. Rahmir is limited a little bit in this league by size, and Grant is a bit of an unknown. I think there's great potential there. And I wonder about some younger guys. A.J. Allen's intriguing to me for sure. That's the position I would look at, though, Damon. And, what are we talking about now? The offensive line. Based on what I heard in the spring, the run blocking was pretty good. Based on what I saw in the spring game, they still got issues in protection. So what's that look like? Maybe Nebraska evolves more toward the run, a more sort of conventional run game that is more running back oriented than it was with Adrian, which they ran the ball pretty well. It sounds kind of weird to say that, but if you look at statistically, they ran the ball pretty well, but it's coming from the quarterback position.
If we had more time, I would try to make the case to you, Sip, that I would put running backs ahead of cornerbacks in terms of a position group that I feel the best about. But it's for two reasons. So let me try to sell you on this. Braxton Clark coming off the injury. and now full time in terms of his physicality. That to me, that's no different than, let's say, Yant. And Yant, I've seen more recently be productive. So hang on. Let me just see if I can convince you here. So slight advantage to Yant, right? When I look at the totality of the position group in the spring, just how they ran the ball relative to the last time I saw them, I don't see how running backs couldn't give you at least a peace of mind, especially if you think Nebraska will be able to run block to some degree. They had a great upgrade in coach, a great upgrade.
Well, now the only hitch in your argument there is they don't have a running back that's proven at the level that Quentin Newsome is at corner. I thought at the end of last year, Quentin Newsome was hitting at a high level.
Are we misremembering? Because we remember the conversations about him not being able to tackle.
Oh, a little bit, yeah. A little bit, yeah.
Because I kind of liken that to the totality of Ramirez's performance, where it wasn't eye-popping statistically, but it was good for what they needed. I think that's about on par with Newsome. And I love and I've been on the Newsome hype train for a minute.
Except you heard Fisher at the end of spring say Newsome is headed. I mean, he's trending hard toward being an NFL corner.
Yeah, I called him Sip last year. I called him. He's an all-conference caliber talent. I'm with you.
Yeah, and I can't say that about Ramirez. As much as I like him, I just can't say that about him. So I still say corner they do have what I would say is like a bell cow type player. And I can't say that about running back right now. I like that. Hey, Damon, I like that group, and I like what you and I do think that the offensive line with a new blood at the coach, assistant coach, and Donovan Raiola, there's a lot of potential there, particularly in the run blocking, particularly with the run blocking component. I just still wonder about protection, and some of that we just don't know because. How's Teddy Prohaska going to come back? If you do play Turner Corcoran at right tackle, what's that look like? So there's a bit of an unknown in that discussion.
Hey, if you play Turner Corcoran at right tackle, what are you doing with Bryce Benhart?
Well, I don't think he can play guard, so I think
so he's a backup.
He's a substitute. Yeah, he's a substitute.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, on a different note, I was listening to Lane Kiffin yesterday. I know you like the Lane train.
I do.
And he's very candid, and especially now in the whole name, image, likeness, where it seems to be more prevalent in the SEC than anywhere else in the country in terms of going against each other and fighting for recruits, and name, image, likeness comes into play. But he kept referring to boosters and how boosters can run athletic departments in the SEC, and we know that we've heard that about Auburn. I was thinking about Nebraska. We know the Hawks. We know the power of the border regions. Why do you think we don't have at Nebraska a major college football program? There is not a booster influence community. You don't hear about boosters making decisions at a place like Nebraska, and you haven't. Why?
Not as much recently. Yeah, I mean, you got to kind of go.
You're thinking Dan Cook, right?
Dale Jensen, Dan Cook. That's when you go back to that, to sort of that time. And since then, it doesn't seem like, when there's coaching changes, you don't see the media calling up a bunch of boosters. Some of it is because, for instance, Howard Hawks doesn't play that game with the media. He's not going in the media and talking about a head coach. Howard Hawks, that's not his style. I think there are some pretty influential boosters, but they're influenced. I just don't think they choose to be public, and they're maybe not, I don't know, the dynamic, it just feels like the dynamic has changed. Gary, it's interesting though, because I had this conversation with a booster on Tuesday, and I'm of the mind that the way you characterize it, that's kind of the mind I am too. I came out of that it was a lunch thing, and I came out of it thinking, I got to watch this. there are some boosters now, especially with NIL, that are pretty influential now. Now, influential in determining a head coach's fate, I don't know. I don't know about that. I think it could become that. There's that potential, but right now I don't look at it that way. But NIL is changing that conversation in my head, at least. There are, there's 3 or 4 guys that are very prominent in the NIL discussion. So that's something I'm watching a little more closely now.
All right. Sip, enjoy the last weekend before your new job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And we'll talk next week.
Thanks, Sip.
Yes, we will. That is Steven _ Sipple. How much do you think T.O. still being
very little
around? Like when he was the head coach, that you did not have an overwhelming booster community, that they work in quieter circles. Like, could you rattle off the top 5 most influential boosters at Nebraska? Could you get to 5?
Yeah.
Take Dan Cook out of it. Past
you talking about T.O. days or
no,
now?
Now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But T.O. days, I could get to 3.
3 maybe.
Okay. All right, last hour coming up next. Hey, you found that perfect car, truck, or SUV? Well, you know what? You got to maintain it. You can extend the lifetime of your vehicle through the good folks at Woodhouse Buick GMC. Their service department, where they've got certified service, they're going to keep you safe on the road. And it's not just the simple oil changes. You've also got brakes, battery checks, and more. Plus, the one thing that I enjoy is the multi-point vehicle inspection. So when you leave the shop, you'll feel confident that you're not going to drive away and your wheels are going to fall off your vehicle or the engine's going to blow up, because they have taken care of your vehicle and they've kept you up to date on everything that's going on. Plus, they make it easy on you. That's the whole part of the Woodhouse family, is there's complimentary pickup and drop-off services. So you can ensure that your vehicle will be cared for no matter how busy your schedule is. They work with you. And to find out more about the services they offer, also, they got some great specials right now for service. And you can schedule your next appointment. Just go online today at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. All right, they're underway in the Big Ten baseball tournament. Iowa and Penn State. Adam Mazur, the pitcher of the year in the Big Ten from Iowa, mowed down Penn State in the top half. And now in the bottom of the first inning, it is the Hawkeyes and the Nittany Lions. Will they score more than the 6-4 game that they once played in football?
Penn State won't.
Iowa is the number 3 seed. Penn State's the number 6 seed. They are still slated to go in Cincinnati on schedule. The schedule in Tulsa for the Summit League has been pushed back, and Omaha and North Dakota State do not play until 3:05. So plan accordingly. We live in this part of the country where it's an outdoor sport and you get weather. But if they get through today and they're already underway, the weather is going to be great. Like tomorrow is supposed to be a Bill Ranby top 10 day. So if you get through tomorrow, and then it's going to warm up throughout the weekend and on into Memorial Day, which, quick reminder, we will not be with you on Monday. So you don't have to get up at 6 to listen to us. You can get up at 6. You can practice for what could potentially be a 6 a.m. kickoff on August 27th.
Get up at 6 and take some non-alcoholic Jello shots.
I'm guessing
Just eat Jello.
I'm guessing that on a holiday weekend, people will be hitting the lake. They're not doing non-alcoholic Jello shots. But
So non-alcoholic mimosas then.
Probably not as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right, time to we got a lot of giveaways here in this last hour. We've also got Ask Us Anything coming up. You still have about 15 minutes to get in a question to Shane at 1620thezone.com. But now it is time to give away a griddle.
I'm going to get meat. And I know how to get all the meat off a bone. Yeah, I like meat. No, I don't like sweet meat.
I want to see my meat. I want to be able to look at my meat that I'm eating.
The meat is so big.
You ever wonder what
you're thinking?
Some of these, no, the
I want to see my meat.
Yeah, that's about dark steakhouses here in Omaha. I
like meat.
I want to be able to see what I'm cutting up.
And I know how to get all the meat off a bone.
All right, this is your chance. Grilling season's here. We've been doing it all week. The Great Grill and Griddle giveaway. We are going to give you a griddle today. If you can guess what meat Damon is describing, he will give you clues. Start dialing now, 951-1620, 951-1620. He'll give you clues on his meat of the day. And then if you guess what it is, then you will get a griddle today as part of the Great Grill and Griddle giveaway from 1620 The Zone and Sharpen Betting in the morning. Are you ready? Do you have your meat properly seasoned?
Yeah, I do. This is another one of those popular meats as of late, the last couple of years, especially once they figured out how to separate the connective tissue. They've gotten 2 cuts out of this portion. It comes from like the lower abdomen. You want to cook this at more of a sear, super high temp. Some people marinate it, but if you don't have to do it so much anymore with this cut of meat, it has some tough muscle fibers, but they split it now. And it gives you some options. It's become pretty affordable. It comes from the belly muscle. Again, high. Some people like it like grilled over high heat or super slow braised. Once you get it kind of separated, the other part turns into I'm worried if I give this I'm worried about if I give what the other cut is. You'll know this right away, but again, it's not even really a steak.
Mm-hmm.
It's called this, but it's more, people pit it against the steak that I referenced yesterday. That's the opposite cut of the hanger. So they compare these 2 cuts, but it's pretty good. It contains almost no fat, so that's kind of the thing. But you're getting it from the lower abdomen portion.
I like that. You gave a couple good clues there because I know what your meat is today. Yeah. All right, we start with Hank. Good morning, Hank. Thanks for listening to the show.
Hello.
Do you have a guess?
Yes, I think it's tripe.
Oh, it's close. You're close. That is not correct.
Good guess, Hank. Here is David. Hello, David.
Is it the tenderloin?
It is not. That'd be a great cut, though. Little cheaper cut. Little cheaper cut. It's got think dense connective tissue.
All right. Hello, Brian. All right. 3, 2, 1. Brian will hear us.
Brian,
now.
are you there?
Yeah, he's got his radio turned up. All right, Brian, what do you listen to us, listen to the phone, not the radio. What do you think the meat is?
Flank steak.
That is absolutely correct.
Nice job, Brian. All right.
It is a flank steak.
Brian, do you currently have a griddle?
I do.
Oh, okay. All right. What other
Brian,
things
are you a flank or a skirt guy?
I'm more of a skirt.
Yeah. What's the difference for you?
More just being able to marinate it and
Yeah,
put it with
yeah.
certain dishes.
It's weird how like they're close, but the flank seems to be a lot more dense.
Yes.
Yeah. How'd you learn how to cut against the grain?
Trial and error.
Isn't that so? See,
That's happened to- that's
I
what a lot of people
appreciate
do.
you being honest because people sometimes look at me like I'm crazy, and I have to watch like YouTube videos for some, but it's not as easy because the grains don't always. I don't know. It's not as easy as people make it out to be. That's what I know.
Nope.
Trial and error. I like that
Lots
season.
in YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm a YouTube.
hey, Brian, thanks for listening to the show and enjoy the griddle.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right. Shane will get at you. All right. You're going to have to come up with 2 tomorrow because I think we're going to give away both grills tomorrow.
That's fine.
All right. That was that's a good piece of meat.
It is, and it's affordable.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
It's
Depending on if you're in the store or you were at a steakhouse.
Yeah. Since we're doing 2 tomorrow, I'm definitely getting off of the cow tomorrow. No beef tomorrow.
All right.
No beef.
All right. Sarah Baker Hansen, who was on with us about an hour ago, and our love of pudding shots and red beer.
No, none of those things are true.
Her husband believes that Bob Devaney invented it in 1968. Did you see Coach Devaney? Oh, yeah.
Boy.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
Yes. It's, I mean, I think it's a Nebraska thing. All right. We're waiting on start times for the kickoff this year. I've been told that they were going to be in this hour, but I now am highly doubtful that we will get.
We still got 40 minutes.
I mean, how are we going to break them down? We got to break them down the part of how are you respected if you got a bunch of 11 o'clock games in the first month of the season.
I don't think it's going to happen.
The 11 o'clock game that'll be curious to watch is if Fox in their draft, because the Nebraska-Oklahoma game was in the draft of Fox and ESPN. If that is an 11 a.m. kickoff, Brady Quinn told me that's on the radar for their show to come here. The show has never been here before. All right, coming up in just a little bit, it's Ask Us Anything, where you have a chance to win a gift card from Oscar's Pizza and Grill at 173rd and Center. Lakeside Plaza, that's got the whole experience, Charbuff Wings, Big O Pizza, everything, great TVs. I mean, you want to watch conference baseball? That's the place to be. It's also dry there.
They do have a nice little setup, don't they?
Yes, they do. And they also have takeout only at 162nd and Maple. So those 2 great locations, you have a chance to win a gift card. You got to send in your questions. We'll give you another 5 minutes or so. Shane at 1620thezone.com. Quick note, because we talked about him last week. We kind of established that it's a numbers game in the class of 23 if you're looking at an outside linebacker that could maybe play defensive end. Again, any high school football player in the state of Nebraska that gets a Power 5 offer from a school that is not like in the radius, that is not a fellow Big Ten school or KU or K-State or even Mizzou. Cade McIntyre, did you see the offer he got yesterday?
Yeah.
From Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Josh Heupel dropping an offer in Fremont, Nebraska.
Coach Eckler's usually in the region. He knows what time it is.
So we'll see what Nebraska does. I mean, they've had some interest, the lines of communication are open, but again, it could be a numbers game. But he has been visited.
Yeah. It's a good offer.
They're just doing their due diligence.
Good offer.
Yeah. Talk about a difference in sons. And, their mom was an athlete. Their dad is a weight room freak.
Yeah. I saw him on one of the junior day visits.
What is in
he's yoked.
Isn't his older brother that just won state track and field? Isn't he like 5'10"? And Cade is like 6'4"?
I don't know the real height, but there's a difference.
Yeah. But they both have maybe found the keys to the weight room.
I think fitness is important. I don't know if I would just want my dad walking around looking like that, and I didn't.
Oh yeah, there's pressure.
It's like, yeah. He was rocking the it's FAU and UTSA.
Where are they playing that at?
I'm not sure. Why do you laugh that I'm watching baseball?
FAU and UTSA.
Well, I could flip over and watch Okie State and Baylor, but it's on.
Oh, you got you got the whole dashboard there.
Yeah, I
Look
do.
At you.
I try. Those uniforms by Baylor are terrible, by the way.
Total shank.
Yeah. Where did it even go?
Where did it go?
Okie State's up 1-0 in the bottom of the second and threatening. 2 on, 1 out.
Okie State could be a threat to get here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, Brian Edwards as well is going to join us. He may have a thought on that large spread. Is it still at 9 for the game 6 when Boston closes out Miami?
Yeah, I believe so.
Tonight, Golden State can close out Dallas. No worry. Golden State is – people are – hey, you're up 3-0 on Denver. Couldn't close them out. And then the first time you had a chance. Memphis up 3-1. Had a chance to close them out.
It's a healthy number. It's 7. Looked at it. It's a big number.
And playing at home? Yeah, I think that series is over.
So if you're not looking for blowouts, these last 2 games, one is 9, the other is 7, and in some places the hook.
Yeah, but it's not only just blowouts, Damon. It's the basketball is not good.
Oh, I know.
There was a point in the first half last night. I openly questioned if Boston and Miami were any good. I mean,
come on.
I mean, getting across half court and getting anywhere like to the free throw line and in,
or a good clean look.
I mean, it was a tough watch.
Yeah, not very free flowing. As Dirk said, yes, kiddos, ask your parents. Basketball was once played like this for a long time in the 90s.
But I don't think we were like triggered.
Well, you know why? You know the difference is they didn't shoot as many threes then, so it didn't look as. The scores were roughly the same, but you weren't going to see a team go 7 of 45.
That is amazing. They went 7 of 45. I mean, Jimmy Buckets, who is once again in the playoffs, kind of hit the wall. He was 4 of 18.
Yeah, at least he didn't whine about his leg injury, though.
No, and they're not making any excuses. I mean, they got beat last night. I mean, Bam didn't show up again.
Well, they got a taste of their own medicine too. Their third quarter did them in.
Yeah. And Boston healthy is a better team. They just are. They have more options, and they have a chance to close it out. So, just give us if Golden State's going to close out tonight, just give us some good clutch minute basketball. We've had very few in the last 20 playoff games of clutch minute basketball. Ask Us Anything's coming up next, plus Brian Edwards before we're out of here on a Thursday. No score, top 2, Penn State, Iowa, but your Nittany Lions
they're not mine.
Are threatening with 2 out and 2 on, but they are wearing god-awful uniforms.
Go to your room. That's a strike. Hard to take that 0-2. You caught a break.
I want robo-umps.
Man, that was a good pitch. Missouri's like, where was that again?
Hey, have you I know you've watched the Savannah Banana videos.
Yes.
Have you seen the umpire? So he travels, he does all the games behind home plate.
I don't know if I paid him a ton of mine, but sure.
Yeah, he's the dancing umpire. And when he calls guys out on strike, strikes them out. I'm surprised that he doesn't pull a muscle somewhere in his body.
Oh, he's that guy.
Yeah. All right, Ask Us Anything coming next.
The Connor Happer Show.
Sam, would you agree that onions are the most valuable vegetable?
Yeah, they're valuable. Broccoli's awfully valuable, too. I don't know. I mean, I think onions way up there. Certainly a versatile operation.
That's what we're looking for.
One thing you can't do with onions is you can't really have them as a side dish. And broccoli, you can. Usually, onions are part of a dish. You don't have an onion salad, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a better salad on the planet than a broccoli, bacon, cranberry salad. That's one heck of a salad.
The Connor Happer Show. Weekdays from 10 to 2 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from Canoyer Garden Center and KETV Newswatch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Wet weather continues Thursday with scattered showers likely during the morning. Expect dry conditions in the afternoon with some late day sunshine, highs in the low to mid 60s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
Crisp, clear vision is more affordable than ever. Find out about your options at KuglerVision.com. Email any of our shows anytime into the Equitable Bank inbox. At Equitable, we take banking personally. For me, John at 1620thezone.com. The Equitable Bank inbox from 1620 The Zone.
At Dingman's, our first priority is protecting your safety. We are here to be your personal advocate to ensure you receive safe, proper repairs by the highest skilled technicians in the industry. Stop in to experience the Dingman difference today. At Dingman's, we would rather be the best than apologize for anything less.
How many of you have pets? My hand's raised. Now think about how lucky you are to have such a sweet little pet in your life, and that pet is lucky to have you too. But unfortunately, there are countless pets out there that don't have a home to call their own. However, Bob's from Skechers is trying to change that. So we developed Bob's for dogs and cats to help pets in need. With every purchase of adorable Bob's footwear or fun, stylish apparel, or even the cutest Bob's pet accessories, Skechers makes a donation to Petco Love to help save shelter pets. And with your help, we've already saved the lives of over 1 million pets and donated over $7 million. So while you're getting style and comfort with features like Skechers' famous memory foam cushioning, you're also helping to save an adorable pet in need and helping another lucky owner be connected with a future best friend and companion, because happiness is having a loving pet by your side. Find Bob's at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, select Petco locations, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Hi, it's Tori DeVito. In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life.
I wanted you to know, from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now, that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Sponsored by DHHS and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
All right, this is how it works. It's Ask Us Anything. Anything goes, as it usually does. In Sharp and Betting in the morning. You ask us anything, we answer. Shane picks the winner. You get a gift card. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. Gift card to Oscar's Pizza and Grill. I got one real quick here. It's not really asking me. It's more asking you.
I'm going to ask you, is he safe or is he out? I think he's safe. Okie State. Just going to replay.
Would Damon be okay with a guest bringing cookies to a 7 a.m. football watch party that has non-alcoholic Jell-O shots?
No. I don't even know if I'd let you in.
Because people would be sleeping?
No, I mean, why would you bring cookies at 7 a.m. in the morning?
Oh, no. When I come to your house on the 27th of August,
you know how
I'm
cheap you could make like burritos? It wouldn't cost you anything.
Oh, no. I'm coming to your house game would be very solid for August 27th.
You could get a pound of sausage for $4.99. You could get 1 pack of bacon for $6. Cheese is probably going to cost you $3. Thing of tortillas is $3. I mean, you could make that for $18. Yep.
This is the
and you're going to get a bad 2 dozen frosted cookies for $11.
No, because I'm not eating cookies at 7 a.m.
Well, so you shouldn't bring them.
Well, I wouldn't be bringing them. I didn't even say me. It said, would you be comfortable with that? They're just assuming that it would be me. No. I would not be bringing cookies at 7 a.m.
No cookies.
I'd be bringing
no
a lot of stuff.
crock pot wings. None of that crap. you
No.
like to-
I would be bringing like breakfast stuff. I would probably go to our favorite bagel place.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Somebody will eat them.
Oh, I know. I mean, will anybody be up in the house?
Yeah, but if you're drinking, don't you want some munchies?
Morning
to
after-
I
munch
thought
on?
you don't drink. What do you care?
No, I'm just saying, don't you want to have some munchies around that people can eat? You know, cookies?
Munchies?
Yeah, some munchies. You know, I mean, don't you normally have like potato chips? So wouldn't you want to have some kind of breakfast munchie around? You know,
what would constitute as breakfast munchies?
That's a great question. Maybe some
Munchies.
fruit, maybe some cheese, maybe some crackers. That sort
At
of stuff.
7 a.m.?
I mean,
I
what
mean, maybe I would rock some fruit.
you know? I mean,
Fruit
what
I would, but not eating crackers and cheese at 7
Wow, they
a.m.
called
in the
him
morning.
out.
I mean, what else would it be? I mean, you're not obviously not potato chips and dip and stuff like that. I mean, then wouldn't that be your normal snack food?
I'm gonna probably go cereal.
Somebody needs to come up with like a breakfast dip.
You would drink, you would have milk and beer at the same time.
No.
That's what I'm saying. You'd have to have if you had cereal.
We're having a cereal party.
That wouldn't be that bad. I mean, kind of. That would be fine. Like I wouldn't thumb my nose up at that. At
Maybe
least
some
it's
non-alcoholic Jello shots with that. You'd be good.
at least it's
All right.
At least it's practical.
Questions?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. First one:
Yeah.
deodorant or antiperspirant? That one from David. And I don't know why he didn't put deodorant and antiperspirant because there's actually 3 different ones. But that's okay.
What's the other one?
He just asked deodorant or antiperspirant, but you can also get deodorant with antiperspirant. So there's actually 3 different kinds.
Hmm.
'Cause that's the one that I actually use.
I'm a deodorant guy.
I guess I don't know the difference. I could tell you what I buy.
Are you a roller or a sprayer?
Roller.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think the degree I use is technically made for women.
It's fine. You always smell good when you come in here.
But I used a band that was made for ladies too. The shower clean version of Degree that's in the thin light blue roll on is better. Yes, I'm whatever that is. I don't even know what the difference is, to be honest.
Okay. The next one's from Zach. He says, freestyle rap, who wins? G-Funk, Sugar Shane, or the Canadian boxer formerly known as DB?
Freestyle, for sure, me. I just break into character. You'll like look at some lyrics and do it, but if you know how sometimes I'll just sing and I'll make up my own
Yeah.
words.
Well, let's have a little. Let's do it here. We each got a minute. Go.
Well, you go.
Huh? Give me a topic.
Math.
Math?
The Nebraska schedule.
All right, let me think here. I think
So
I
it'd be something easy. It'd be like 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Northwestern, North Dakota. What's gonna be the score? Blah blah blah. Like something like that.
You just took my thunder away. That was actually pretty good.
I'm just.
That was pretty good.
That wasn't even like for real.
9,
But that's
8, 7, 6. Give me the wins.
even if I prompt you, you suck.
Today I'm not feeling it.
No.
Like I'm not in the studio today.
Okay.
Like I gotta get the feels on to get in the studio and just to start to freestyle.
Like ain't nothing but a win thing, baby. 2 Huskers going loked out, cheering crazy.
C and a P at quarterback.
Oh, see, God, you'd ruin a wet dream. Like that's lousy.
Well, I'm not prepared today. Like I just was not.
Well, that's the thing
that's a
about
tricky
freestyle.
question. I know, but I would back out though if I knew if I wasn't feeling it. Like,
Hey,
you have
Shane,
to
you
feel
haven't
freestyle.
given us a sample.
You have to feel the
Because
freestyle.
I'm pretty sure just in this last 2 minutes we know who would win.
I think on top of my game, I think I would beat you.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. But that was really, really good. Like
Hey.
you win round 1 today.
great beat right here. Do you know who this is? Don't look. Not see?
I'm not looking. I can't. That has it's just our bumps.
Who is it?
This would be.
I like him quite a bit. Sauter does not.
Cray.
Lecrae, no.
That's pretty close though, right?
No, you're not. They couldn't be more opposite. This would be Lil Baby.
You know how my freestyle would go? You want
How's
me to be
that?
up next?
Woke up this morning. I like non-alcoholic Jello shots. Yeah, boy. Something like that.
Nah, mine would include a lot of.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Do or do not. We do. Remember, the Force will be with you.
Well, we know what you're doing this weekend because I hear you talking.
I would have this would be probably be the beat behind it.
Shane.
All those times like we want to take him out. There's no way. I am not going out with you, man.
Hey, remember last
This
week it
would be
was-
this would be Fly.
Hey, please bow down.
Fly?
Hey, please bow down to defeat. You're barely mincemeat. Stop with the street talking. Do the street. Walk. Lock
man
yourself
said-
in and tell me this. How you gonna battle with this sick that I spit? See, you're still flapping your jaws, Shane Schillerberg. Prepare to be thrown in the ocean in the middle of Jaws.
Oh boy.
Okay, so you want the next one here?
That's Gary Burgundy.
Okay, here's the next one from Cody. With many people believing the Brady hole in one is fake, what accomplishment would Damon and Gary use fancy camera work to get people to believe that they completed or that it wasn't fake?
That I could make 50% of my threes from the racks.
Mine would be a dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that. I want to be the guy that just like makes like 50% with the ball racks going around the arc. Maybe hit like, I don't know, Hunter Green or somebody.
All right. So we see the video of Hunter Green letting it into the wind, and here comes the pitch, and there's a little pause. And next thing you know, you see the ball like going off your bat. Hoping you don't catch like Shane throwing your BP in the thing. Channel 3 Sean says next time we should do death metal.
Yeah, hashtag fail. I don't even know what I would remotely do. Are there any black people that have done death metal?
Off the top of my head, no.
At least if we were freestyling, there's people that look like everybody represented in this room that have had success. Do you know any black death metalers?
I'm not a big death metal guy.
Shane, do you? Sean, I don't stand a chance.
Trying to think if there's anybody that looks like you. It's in death metal. No, not the guy from Chemical Romance.
Who?
Frank. Nobody in 311 looks like you. You consider them death metal.
Who's Frank?
He's in Chemical Romance. He's their like lead guitarist.
Chemical Romance is a band?
Yeah, My Chemical Romance. Frank Iero.
If you'd have to go.
Iero definitely does not
Wouldn't
sound
you-
like me.
He got into an accident in 2021, almost died.
Wow, buddies. Okay.
Wouldn't the closest be like a hardcore rap, heavy rap type of thing, like an Ice-T, or wouldn't that be the closest you could get to the
Ice-T?
Yeah, to get to the style and the feel of death metal, I guess.
Oh, Animals as leaders.
Are they black?
There's a brother in there.
What does he play, an instrument, or does he like do something?
Probably sings. He looks like a singer.
Oh, what makes you think he's black?
Is he not?
I don't know. I need color. That first of all, that thing's in black and white, and he could
The
be.
picture is taken in the dark.
He could be low key Hispanic.
Metal
injection. African Americans slang it in. Okay, 10 African Americans slang in metal today.
Oh,
Terrence Hobbs.
Aaron Jones.
You know it's not Aaron. Tosin Abasi.
There you go.
Of Animals as Leaders. That's your guy.
Okay, there. Boom.
William Duvall.
All right.
Wait a minute. And Alice in Chains? That doesn't even count. Does it? Alice in Chains?
That's not death metal.
I didn't think so. Derek Green of Sepultura.
What'd you Google to find this list?
No, Gretna Cody sent it to me. Do you know Doug Penix of King's X?
Not remotely.
Yeah. This is not a good.
Yeah, I'm not like going into death metal. I'm more a freestyle guy.
Oh yeah, Ice-T had a band called Body Count. That's
Yes.
like I have no idea.
Yes.
Well, I mean, everybody has their foibles. I mean, Dr. Dre was once part of the world-class wrecking crew.
That is true. That is true.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so I got one left here from Adam.
Okay.
He's been wanting to ask this question for a while, and he's kept forgetting. Have either of them ever seen Brian Christopherson and Creighton Andrew in the same room together? Got to be the same person, right?
Oh, with the tees?
Yeah, because we get that a lot.
Yeah. Although they look vastly different.
I have never seen.
Yeah.
I have?
He slid in on you. He came to First Watch when it was out on 144th and Maple.
Okay.
It was the same day, coincidentally, that Art ate with my mom.
All righty.
Because we didn't go to Maple for very long.
Yeah.
144th. Which, by the way, on the Sunday, you better wait till like noon.
Oh, well, it's 7 seconds of Pacific. Is
Yeah, you're not getting in there anytime soon.
All right. Well, I mean, they're both little fellas.
I guess Seven Dusts. Who's Seven Dusts, Shane? Not to be confused with 6'5", 4'8", or 9.
Nine Dust. It's not Nine Dust.
Yeah.
They're
Apparently,
totally different.
Seven Dust lead singer is a brother too.
Oh, that's cool. Nah, I don't know. I mean, I don't listen to Seven Dust. I'm aware of who they are. I mean, would you throw Insane Clown Posse in there? Would you throw Cypress Hill in there? I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're heavier.
Cypress Hill?
Yeah.
Like Insane to the Membrane, Cypress Hill?
That's like a lower. I mean, they've got some heavy stuff.
Insane Clown Posse? Wow, Mazur getting
I mean,
the
I don't
gate
know. Would
already.
you?
Not the kind of outing he wanted as he leaves with the sacks full and one down. They did not help you out defensively, Mr. Mazur.
Would you go to a concert that featured these guys?
No,
It's
they got into it with Eminem too.
That's
in
Insane
D12. I'm
Clown
not
Posse.
into the Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
At all. Who? Carl? Carl's got one for me.
Good morning, Carl.
You need to look at Kill Switch Engage.
Kill Switch. You have it? Engage.
Yep. All right. There we go.
Wow.
That's what you're looking for. That's
Bam.
what you need.
Jesse Leach. Hey, Carl. Thank you.
All right.
Hmm.
I don't think I can pull this off.
He's
Dude, how about this song's title though? Hate by Design.
Oh, you could pull that off.
What? What? So Smooth Red just hit me with what did Smooth Red just send me? This must be one of his people. Oh, and he's local. North Toe guy. All right. All right, Smooth Red. You learn something new every day. That's why you don't assume. Dave's making fun of the fact that I did lose my mind over your pudding thing this morning. I don't even eat pudding.
Pudding.
It's not. See, never mind.
There is no G on pudding.
Yes, there is.
No, not anymore. Bill Cosby came along and you have to take the G off. No, about pudding.
Wow. That would not be pudding. It was something else.
Well, he did. Yeah. But he out now. He's free.
I wonder how he's doing.
I don't know. Can he see now? All right, 9:46. Brian Edwards is coming up next. They have one of their songs of the group we were just talking about, The Devil Wears Prada, Dead.
Dead?
Apparently she wears Prada when she's dead. Norma Jean, Bless the Martyr, Kiss the Child.
Wowzer.
Between the Buried and Me, that's from the Silent Circus. Every Time I Die is from Hot Damn. You're familiar with them.
Who's the Silent Circus?
Just a group. You've got Hatebreed. Satisfaction is the Death of Desire. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure you could listen to some death metal when you're home by yourself today.
It doesn't seem like shower music, bro.
That would be an intense shower if you were listening to death metal in the shower.
Yeah.
I'd be like, scrub, scrub, scrub.
How about Penn State taking the lead early, 2-0 over the Hawkeyes?
Don't worry, it's not a single elimination tournament, so Iowa will be able to come back.
Wow.
when they're playing.
Talk about starting behind the proverbial 8 ball.
And Iowa's playing at 3 a.m. in the morning Friday. All right, B-Eds.
Oh, so they're going to let Missouri work through this.
Yeah. Coming next on Sharp Betting in the Morning. Hey, when I'm looking for tickets to that big baseball tournament next month downtown, you know where I go? I don't stand out on the street. I go to a place that's going to give me the best tickets, and there's going to be new fees. I go to Tickets for Less, formerly Ticket Express. Now you can save 10% on that big baseball tournament for a limited time at ticketsforless.com. Use the promo code CWS10 at checkout to save 10% on any ticket order to that big baseball tournament. Now, this deal won't last long. This is a fantastic deal. The code again, CWS10. Find those tickets at ticketsforless.com. Also, if you're selling tickets, Tickets for Less is buying. Call now at 402-398-1999 to get an offer for your seats today. So if you're selling, Tickets for Less is currently paying top dollar for seats at the Chuck. No need to list the seats yourself. Just call 402-398-1999 and get an offer today. All right, let's welcome in our Vegas Insider, the senior handicapper. For Vegas Insider, it is Brian Edwards. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Are we going to get a good NBA game tonight? An NBA game that gives us clutch minutes late?
Oh, did y'all see that tweet the other day where there'd been 7 clutch minutes in the last, whatever it was, like 15 games? It was ridiculous.
That's not
I don't
very
think
good.
we are. I think Golden State comes out strong. I'm going to go with a -2 in the first quarter, -3.5 in the first half, and -7 for the game. Urgency doesn't always translate into success, but they don't want to go back to Dallas. I think they come out strong and have a good performance. And Dallas, obviously shot the lights out to their credit last game. I just don't see them shooting like that on the road.
Hey, B, does it, and maybe it's just me because I'm old and crabby and crotchety, and I know you're going to maybe wait a little bit on Hero, but it's game 6. The guy, my man is, or game 5, my man is out here just like he's going to South Beach in the dark tinted shades. Do you pay any attention to what these NBA guys are wearing on the sidelines, or do I just need to let that go? Just doesn't look like he's taking it serious.
I mean, yeah, that clown suit is it's pretty funny, but I mean, we're old, Damon. I guess that's style now. I don't know, but I'm on the same page as you, my man. Yeah, I got no time for all that.
Hey, what do you think? And and this is kind of catching off guard a little bit, but if we get Golden State Boston in the final, who do you think's the favorite?
So the Westgate Superbook has got Golden State minus 120, Celtics even money, and I mean I think I think that's right. I think a tight line. Warriors getting the slight edge, being at home. Boston. Man, they looked good last night in the second half. I think it'll be a great series. I think we will finally get some close games if we get Boston and Golden State, and it's starting to look like that. I mean, tomorrow night, without knowing Hero's status, I don't know that I can lay that many points. But if Hero's out, I think Miami's going to be done. Now, whether they cover, or I'm sorry, if Boston covers tomorrow night, it's a different deal.
Yeah, right now it's looking like what, sitting at about 8.5, 9?
Yep. 8.5 is what I saw.
Oh, that's almost sad in a game 6 at this stage, right? And you're going to get 7 tonight. That's a lot.
They're just struggling so bad offensively. I'm talking about Miami, obviously, without Hero. I mean, they need a guy who can create shots off the dribble like he does, and they've got no offense going right now without Tyler Hero.
Hey, let's talk about a game that you're starting, and we got plenty of time to do this. That great opening weekend of college football where we have great matchups, but we have some huge lines. Like Georgia is now 16.5-point favorite over Oregon. Your Gators are a 1.5-point underdog in the Swamp against Utah. But you're looking at the LSU Florida State game that same weekend, which is kind of interesting start for Brian Kelly against Mike Norvell at Florida State, who they've got to have a good year. That line surprised you a little bit on the original release?
Yeah, it's at 3 right now. There's even a few books that have it at 2.5, and I got to go LSU there. I mean, Florida State, their fifth-year seniors had a winning season when they went 7-6 Jimbo's last year. But other than that, this entire locker room has just been taking L's galore. They're 14-20 straight up the last 3 years. I know LSU lost a ton of talent, but Kelly did a good job hitting the portal. 24/7 Sports has LSU ranked number 3 in the nation in terms of the talent they got out of the portal. And, whether it's Jaden Daniels or Miles Brennan, I think they'll be solid at QB. I know Daniels did not have as good a year last season, but he was great as a freshman and sophomore, and he'll be surrounded by better talent. And, LSU -3 in New Orleans against, a not very good opponent, even with all the turnover and it being a transition year. I think that's LSU's game, -3.
Great stuff. We got 93 days till the start of the season. And plus, there'll be kickoff times and networks coming out here today for the first month.
Yes, and I need my magazine, gentlemen. I'm getting bored.
We'll get put in a word for Phil Steele. I think he goes to press here soon.
The transfer portal, man, it's got us on delay, B.
Yep.
Well, and
hopefully here, I know Phil Steele's not till late next month, but I think we'll get Apple on here in the next week or so.
Yes, and they just because that's coming because they just released their top 25. B, have a great weekend, extended weekend.
Y'all as well.
Thanks, B. Be safe.
Brian Edwards, he loves the Dubs tonight. First quarter, halftime, the entire game.
Flaky Jake will be happy.
He will be. Again, congratulations, Union Omaha. They shocked another MLS team last night up in Minnesota. So they're into the round of 8 of the U.S. Open Cup. They'll have the I-29 Derby. They take on Sporting KC coming up next month. Big Ten baseball. Your Iowa Hawkeyes.
Now they're mine again, huh?
Down 2-0 in the bottom of the third, but they are threatening with runners on the corners as Iowa is on the bubble, trying to get into the NCAA tournament, try to make it 3 teams from the Big Ten.
Yeah, UTSA, FAU tied, Okie State, Baylor. It is 4-1 Cowpokes.
Omaha is pushed back till 3:05. I think they are about to push back the Creighton Xavier.
Well, it
game.
was going to be 9:30, so yes, indeed.
Yep. And I think Creighton's a favorite. I think the way they're playing, I think they are a favorite in the Big East. We'll figure all that out. But they are playing baseball here in town down at the Big Ten tournament. Purdue could not keep the rain falling.
Here comes the rain.
Fun show, everybody. That was
bingo cards covered.
Yeah, the pudding shots, non-alcoholic
Stop
Jello shots.
saying pudding.
Pudding. What if your wife today, when you walk in the door, goes, "Hello, pudding"?
Yeah, she wouldn't. So totally on me.
What happens if you walk into the wrong house? They go, "Hello, pudding." We'll talk to you tomorrow at 6.